tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel? Who drill you, diet you, use you as cannon fodder? Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
YouTube's good. Facebook's good. Twitter's good. More seconds, we can cuss without being penalized or demonetized or demonized. Three, two, one. All right, shit. What up, Ron? I'm about to bring you up on a volume tip because I'm about to cut this music.
No, that's me. That's me. I have my mic muted. What's poppin', Freedmen?
Oh, okay.
Freedmen
So you're making
family.
me seem like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing up in this bitch.
My bad, my bad.
What's
What's good,
happening with you?
Freedmen? Another day in paradise. Let's get it. Let's get to work right here on this Freedmen Media platform. We here for you. We here for the people, our Freedmen population. Let's get to it. It's time to go.
I got to turn this shit off because I'm up here fucking with this
That
BTP
music is
tonight.
fire,
They up
man.
here they up here rotisserie in a motherfucker tonight. Let me go ahead and back up out of this
Cooking.
bitch.
Freedmen cooking.
They up here cooking a motherfucker like on live YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the brothers of BTP. Shout out to the Freedmen Collective. Shout out to everybody in this movement that understands who the fuck they are. And we ain't no goddamn hashtag. We are politically set. We are politically set.
Whoo.
But right now it's
Yo,
Freedmen on Deck.
I got on this shirt. Remember we had that conversation? I had to put on
Oh,
this.
damn, you got my baby on. You got my baby on.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what.
Hot tamale. Pam Grill. Shout out to
Man.
Pam Grill. Woo.
Shout out to Pam Grier. A Freedman.
Hell yeah.
She had a Freedman body. She had a Freedman face. She had a Freedman afro. She's a Freedman. She's a Freedman. She's probably literally the. Okay, so it was between Pam Grier and Jane Kennedy. Remember Jane Kennedy?
Nah, not really. I remember we was talking about Diane Carroll.
Diane Carroll.
Mm,
You know
I
who Jane
remember.
Kennedy is. You know who Jane Kennedy is, but you just don't know her by name. But yeah, Diane Carroll. Damn. I still gotta take Pam over Diane Carroll. Two different situations there, but I gotta take Pam over Diane Carroll. But Jane Kennedy was a multifaceted fashion model. She became a sports anchor on an NFL Today show. She married. Okay, so you remember the penitentiary movies?
It's been so many. Which one?
Well, the one, the same light skinned motherfucker was in all of them. Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Hmm. I probably know about like once I start seeing the movie. Not by
Yeah.
name.
Well, he was that's who married. She married that dude, and he took her last name. His name was Leon
Mm.
Isaac, and he took Kennedy.
Wow, he took Kennedy. He took her last
That's
name.
some
What
that's
kind
some
of gay?
strong that's some strong box, baby, to make him change your name.
The Freedman.
That's
The
that's
Freedman
some strong
box.
box, baby. Telling you.
The Freedman box. The
So
Freedman with JJ.
yeah, yeah.
You gonna
I
put
mean
that
that's that.
that get the fuck out of here shit for the
Oh shit! You know what? Let me go in and get this. Let me go in and get this popping
yeah.
early. Let me get
Cause,
this
'cause
popping early because I
this
don't
is
want no
rated
mistakes made tonight.
exactly. This is rated
I don't want no
Freedman right
mistakes
here.
made. This is grown folk shit, and
Hey, kid, get the fuck out of here!
I might have to run
Exactly.
him back. Let me run him back.
Hey, kid, get the fuck
Make
out
it
of here!
louder.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we don't need any children in this bitch tonight.
Not
We
tonight.
don't need no children in this bitch tonight.
Not
Okay?
tonight. Or any other night for that
The,
matter.
oh, yeah. Well, we may do a tutorial one day, but we'll have
Okay.
to show them it's PG. Tonight, this is not what it is. There's going to be some cussing in here. There's going to be some vulgarity in here, adult behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to slant on that, but we're profane. We cuss a lot.
We do.
We cuss a lot. And our cast isn't particularly for children. Children could learn some things from it, but we're not going to sit here and edit ourselves just so we can convey the message to children. Because this platform was
Mm-hmm.
made for adults.
Let's go.
And just because Haps want to get all moist and shit with these motherfucking little Nas X hearts and
Mm.
letting children in, look, motherfucker, this ain't Chuck E. Cheese. I tell you right now, this ain't Chuck E. Cheese.
That's right.
This right
We
here
are
is
pro.
blue cheese. Some blue cheese here, some blue cheese strain.
Okay. Okay.
Not Chuck E. Cheese. I needed
We are
something to make
not.
me flow tonight.
We are not only profane, but we're also professional. We can mix it up. We got it all. We could be profane, raw and direct, and we can be Freedman correct. You know what I mean? We can talk.
Absolutely.
We can move all around the room and talk to everybody. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
We can work the room. We gonna work that room like
Absolutely.
like a chicken bone in Harlem. You hear me? We gonna work the room. We gonna work it, and we gonna work it for our Freedmen people, our Freedmen collective, our Freedmen population all over this country. You heard? Let's get it. We here. Freedmen on deck. Freedmen Media on motherfucking deck.
I I'm having a hard time understanding why so many people are stuck with the idea that somebody's coming to save us. I have
Mm,
literally I've literally gotten to the point where I'm like, why do y'all think somebody's coming to save us? There's only one thing that can truly make us whole on this soil. And I'm not
come on.
talking. Here's the thing. Let's get the disclaimers out there early, Prime.
Come on.
I'm not talking about do for selfers. I'm not talking about entrepreneurs, business owners, whatever. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
talking about those people that are already making strides for personal welfare.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
talking about those people. I'm talking about just the average person. Why do they think that somebody
Mm,
is coming to save us and not
mm.
understand that the only way for freedmen,
Let's go.
freedmen at large, the only way for us to gain our true solvency in this country
Let's go.
is through repair.
Let's go.
It's
Facts.
through repair. I mean,
Freedmen facts.
we maneuver, we manage to move on this soil because we are a resourceful and a resilient people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind being resourceful and resilient, but if I had a little bit more resources, my
Mm.
resiliency could go a little longer.
Expand.
We could
Mm-hmm.
expand,
Mm-hmm. And we can help
you
those
know.
other regular average freedmen like ourselves expand and grow. We can expand
There you
that
go.
further and further, locally, statewide, and then nationally.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's what we want.
You hear too many times people have businesses in their neighborhoods, in their communities, but you never hear about them franchising. It's a great business
Mm,
here, but they can never expand it because it takes
mm.
something for expansion.
Yes.
It takes something to be able to franchise. We don't have that second level resource.
Let's go.
I mean, if we could walk into the SBA and fill out an application just based on our ethnicity
Mm. Come on.
and get a loan, we'd be good.
Or grant.
Or grant.
I want
We
them
can't
grant.
get that.
Yeah. Just off of
Latinos
our
can.
status of freedmen. Go ahead, bro.
Latinos can. Latinos can go into the SBA right now and get approved for a loan
Facts.
because they are slanting the playing surface for Latinos. And I'm not hating on Latinos because if
Right.
the bag is with the SBA, go get your SBA loan.
Yeah.
Because even the Latinos can start out and they don't have to open up one landscaping service. They can have 3 of them.
Mm. Mm.
Or they can have a tri-level landscaping service. They can do lawns, snow, and trees. That's 3 totally different services. But you don't get
Right.
resource like that unless you got a little help.
Facts. Government assistance.
Who?
Government assistance. Welfare.
Sounds a
Let's
little like
call it. Yeah.
welfare.
Yeah. Welfare. Call it like it is. Governmental assistance and protection.
Oh, you want to go there?
Let's go everywhere,
You want
man.
to go? You want to
Let's
go there with the
let's
anti-hate bill that Latinos have,
mm,
the
let's go
protection that
everywhere.
Latinos have.
Let's go everywhere. Let's hit
If you
those
go
Freeman
there,
corners. Let's hit those Freeman spots. Let's go.
I mean,
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not understanding how someone else could have a anti-hate crime bill when there's been more hate crimes against freedmen than anybody else
Facts.
combined
Facts.
twice over
Facts. Over a longer period of time as well.
a longer period of time. But let's just take 1 year. Let's just take 2020.
Right.
2020 FBI hate crime statistics.
Let's go.
1,400 hate crimes against Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, gays, trans. 1,400. All those groups combined against Native Black Americans, freedmen. Some of you motherfuckers, ADOS. For some of you motherfuckers, African Americans. For some of you motherfuckers, coloreds. 2,871.
And that's just the
5 groups.
documented ones.
That's just the documented ones. That's just what the feds know. And we know the feds don't know shit. But they know 2,800 for blacks. And then they know 1,400 for every goddamn body else. But we don't have a hate crime bill. But all of them do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And resources.
Yeah. And
And
protection.
resources.
And protection under the government.
Fuck with me, you'll show up in court right downtown. Fuck with one of them, you going to federal court because it's a hate crime.
A federal hate crime, yep.
And you're doing every day.
You
You do every day in the feds.
And you know the feds,
You
they
can make a plea deal in the court down here.
The Fed's success rate is very high.
They're in the Hall of Fame. They bat at a high percentage.
So the chances of you getting got by the Feds is like what 97% or some shit. They gonna
You
get you.
talk good, but what you doing? Who the fuck is that?
He's an anonymous person. Don't even pay them no mind. He's a
Now they on
troll.
Facebook. They on Facebook, so I want to know. I want to know who the fuck they are because they're you know they could come on Haps and expose who they are personally, but they're on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook. I'm on Haps.
Ah, okay.
And he says you talk good, but what you doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm reading and writing, and I don't have to spell like that. Get the fuck off my shit. That's what I'm doing. I'm sending you hooked on phonics for
we
Christmas, bitch.
we showing our faces too. How about
We're
that?
showing our faces.
We showing
Is
our
that Make It
faces,
Beautiful, Evans? Is that Make It Beautiful, Evans?
and we not anonymous.
Wax on and wax off, nigga. Wax on and wax off. See, that's a troll. That's a troll, but that's a troll I know. So now I got it. Hold on a second. Nigga here now. Nigga, don't get on my cast talking that crazy shit. You know I'll walk right up to that shop tomorrow. I won't even drive. I'll walk. Barefoot. In the middle of the street. Don't fuck with me on my shit. Nah, he's my boy.
Okay.
So Prime, we're victims, but we don't act like victims. We don't act as if, you know, we're broken down and this, that, and the other, because how do you survive that way? But we know what we're rightfully owed, and coming for it, it's a problem with some folks.
Okay.
Some
Absolutely.
folks, see, folks like Steven, he's an African American. He's a business owner, and he breaks his bread with a lot of Caucasian folk.
Okay. He's a
So he's got a good
Obama.
business. He's
He's
got
a
a good business. He's
he's a
got a good
he's a
business.
Obama African American. Got it.
Yeah, but he blacker than a motherfucker, so he really ain't like Obama.
Okay. All right.
He really ain't like Obama. He's more kind of like a Yaphet Kotto slash, you know, he's a businessman. He's a businessman, so he's kind of like Yaphet Kotto with his personality, because he's real like dry, but he's smart, humorous. He done been through some shit too.
Okay.
And he uses all that to his advantage to be able to work with the Caucasian folk. In the
Okay.
center of a white town. Ann Arbor, Michigan is a white town.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know
I'm
that.
going somewhere with this, Prime. I'm going somewhere with this, so fuck with me on this, man.
I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
He fucks with people that don't look like us on a daily fucking basis. And he maneuvers his business the way he needs to.
Okay.
So, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people will look at him and say, oh, black people are doing pretty good for themselves.
Right. Right.
He's just one man. He's just one man with one business.
Right. Right. Facts. He's not a.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say he's not a representation of the freedmen majority.
Right. So everybody will think he's doing okay. But what about the rest of us? He was resourceful, used his ingenuity, used his know-how to do what he did. But then what about the 10 people who you blocked from possibly trying to do something similar?
Right.
And they didn't have the natural skills and the know-how and have gone through the things that he went through to say, you know what? I need to do this on my own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What about those people that get left behind? Because there's a lot of people that get left behind because they can't
Too
be
many.
as resourceful and as resilient as Steve.
Too many.
It's too many,
Too
dude.
many of us.
And that's why I put the tag, everybody owes Black Americans something. Every single person on this soil owes us something.
Agreed.
I'm not saying that everybody owes us reparations because only one source owes us reparations, and that's the United States
Right.
government.
That's the government. Exactly.
Right, right. Our peers don't owe us reparations.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But if they are our peers, but they are not freedmen, they are not Native Black Americans, they have survived and maneuvered around this country off the bloodshed of freedmen. There is
Let's
nobody
go.
on this soil. There is nobody on this soil that has maneuvered in a positive fashion that didn't have some indirect tie to the struggle of freedmen.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And I think that everybody should understand that everybody on this soil owes Black Americans something. Now, I'm not up here to itemize and build categories of what we're owed by individuals or
Mm-hmm.
collectives. I'm just saying people need to stop acting like they've come here and did all this on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did
Facts.
not. You
You
did not.
didn't. You did not.
I mean, you can tell me about your family and how they were so successful before 1619. I'm willing to listen.
Right.
But if you
Right.
can't draw up your family history and show me that y'all was getting a bag before 1619,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how they was getting the bag. Mm-hmm.
I need to know. I need to see how y'all got the bag. Because
Mm-hmm.
how you got the bag, yeah, you might be able to come across and say, hey, my family didn't own slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You might have not owned slaves, but did you use slave labor to build your business?
Come on. Come
Maybe they
on.
belonged to somebody else, and your great 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 grandpappy was trading with the slave master, and he was like, "Oh, you want to put that building up over there? Just use my niggers."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we were not only the laborers, but we were currency. So if
Facts.
somebody owed somebody some money, oh, I ain't got the money. Just use some of my niggers for the labor. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What did they have to lose? They didn't have to do anything but point to the direction that we were to do the work in.
Mm.
That was as much as they had to actually do.
Mm-hmm.
So
And they'll
you
call those
benefited
people the forefathers.
the forefathers. Yeah,
The
okay.
forefathers of nothingness. The forefathers of overseeing. That's what you was the
Right,
forefather of. When it was
right.
the freedmen families, the freedmen men and women and children who are the real four creators of this country. Go ahead,
America
bro.
is a lot of folklore.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Not a
there's a
lie.
lot of misrepresented history.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my Mount Rushmore's got slave owners on it.
Right. Racist, white supremacists.
You own slaves, motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Pieces of
carved
shit.
a mountain out for you.
Pieces of shit.
And I don't want to hear about it was business. That's what we had to do. No, you didn't.
Mmm.
No, you didn't.
Right. If y'all was so great, y'all could have gotten the damn cotton. You
Got in the
know,
cotton fields, the sugar
and put
fields.
in that. We always talk about hard work. Hard work. Y'all could have did all that hard work.
They couldn't stand out in the sun.
Mm. That's a fact.
Them motherfuckers blistered up when they got out in the sun. They
That's that.
used every fraction of people to try to see And they had motherfuckers dropping like flies. Oh my God, shit. And it was
That
like,
was
we got to find somebody that can stay out in that sun from sun up to sundown. And
that was
once again, we were the most resilient people.
oh yeah. The most hardworking people and still are today. How dare you call us lazy when we created the most greatest country on the planet? They were the recession before the Great Recession. With the the skin, their skin doesn't protect their lack of pigmentation doesn't protect them from the sun.
No.
Our genetic advantage does.
Yeah.
Our genetic genes are dominant in comparison to the recession or the recessive.
Right. Right.
You know, that's just what it is. So of course you have to create a system that uses the genetically dominant and the genetically people who have an advantage to uplift and enrich the genetic recessive. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have to create a system that is based off white genetic survival. Shout out to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Another freedman,
An ancestral freedman.
an immortal ancestor, and our queen mother, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Salute to that woman. You see what I'm
So
saying? Go ahead.
if they would have had to have worked equal hours, they wouldn't have survived just based on the fact that they weren't able to stay out in that sun the way we were.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have died at earlier ages, at higher rates.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, not working,
Yeah.
not working helped them survive.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more than just business before it was business. It was white supremacy.
Right,
If it was just business, you would see other European people in the cotton fields.
right,
There would be
right, right,
millions of pictures of it. You don't see
right.
that. You don't see that. And to my understanding, they tried to do it with the natives, but that failed. And then they brought us
Combusted.
over here and created the institution of slavery, chattel slavery, and
Right,
breeded us like
right,
animals.
right.
And here we are today. Still resilient. Still, we're surviving now. We're not even thriving in the country we built.
Right, right. And we have no first level protection from the
None.
government. Men, women, children are not protected. We are still marginalized where just the basic necessities
Mm-hmm.
are housing, education, healthcare.
Oh yeah, everything. Politics,
And
economics, socioeconomics, medical, whatever you can think of. Yes, yes. So they ask, what is the solution, Shannon? What is the solution, Prom? The solution is we are so messed up. As you said, the solution is reparations, repair, um, the healing, the ownership, and the controlling of our own destinies and of our own wealth, so that we can empower ourselves to sustain ourselves and be self-sustaining. It's no different than what the Jews do. It's no different. Or what other groups of people do when they come over here and get governmental welfare to empower themselves and their local communities. Now they're at a smaller population percentage than us, but they're thriving.
you're right.
because they're getting governmental assistance. They're getting governmental protections. And at the same time, we're being excluded that access.
Right.
We're being excluded not only of the opportunities, but the access to that wealth. You see what I'm saying? What is the solution? You are the solution. Whatever power you have, whether you be a teacher, whether you be an ally, whether you be intelligent, you use your intelligence or your political acumen and your business acumen to give back to your local communities. And you use your power to gain more and more influence, and you organize.
Right.
You
Right.
engage civically and politically and economically, and you build and you create and you teach. And if you're an ally who is non-freedman, you have to be informed.
Right.
A lot of y'all think y'all allies, but y'all not. Because I've been hearing how y'all talking, and I'm around allies all the time. I'm around comrades all the time, and they don't talk the way you talk.
Right. Right.
They understand on a level that an ally and comrade should. They understand this is about black liberation, even if it's at their own personal expense. You know
Right.
why? Because they are about justice. It's
Right.
bigger than them.
Right.
They are about justice. They are about integrity, even at their own personal expense. Even at the expense of them benefiting from the system of
Right.
anti-blackness.
Right.
That
Right.
is an ally. That is
That's
a
an ally.
true ally, a true comrade. With the John Brown motherfucking energy, the John Brown spirit.
Right.
That's what you call an ally. He didn't just talk. Thaddeus Stevens, they didn't just talk. They put action to them words. You understand? That's what a comrade is. So yeah, just that's some of the many solutions. You know, we're here to put the Freedmen Media is here to put reparations at the forefront. The reparations for the American freedmen, the original citizens of this country. And we're still suffering today, and we are here to change that. Again, salute to the Be the Power. They've been giving some people some smoke today. Smoke. And Freedmen
I
Media.
felt bad. I felt bad
I
having to
feel
go
bad for
live,
that
but we
sucker.
said we'd do it.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
But you know,
True,
I
true.
mean, we said we do it, but we hung in there
Yeah,
as long as we could with them.
we did. We did.
I mean, I know we saw that hog at least cook 2/3 through.
Oh yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
didn't see him get crispy with it,
Uh-huh.
but they just and wait a minute, did you see the second one come up?
The
They had a
second
second
what?
one come up. He had the Pooh Bah hat on.
Yeah, yeah, I saw him too.
Yeah, he had the Pooh Bah hat on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he came up talking some nonsense about some fucking license plates or some shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, these motherfuckers, are we seriously talking about goddamn fraudulent license plates?
That's what I was saying,
I mean,
you know?
My thing is this. Are you seriously airing the fact that you are maneuvering with fraudulent license plates in America? And
Mm.
you're perpetuating that other people should do so? Come on, man.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
I mean, that
Yeah,
was a private conversation at best. But why even
yeah,
with them? They don't do shit like that. Not even them don't do shit like that.
yeah, yeah.
These motherfuckers are up here finger painting license plate tags and shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man. So, but yeah, they was getting it, man. But you brought up a couple things, bro. And the one thing about our content is we got a subject. And I said, everybody owes black Americans something. So part of that title came from a couple things that we've talked about. And you've already you just threw reparations right out there. Well, I threw it out there first. I guess we're both
Yep,
guilty
you
of just
did.
throwing it out there.
You threw it out first.
I threw it out there first. Then you threw it
Mm-hmm.
out there. So when we talk about reparations, we talk about repair. We talk about restorative justice for American freedmen.
Mm-hmm. Healing. Yep.
somehow this word has gotten thrown around in every other collective,
Mm-hmm.
and there's been some type of repair or reparations in
Yes.
other collectives. I mean, most recently they've talked about giving Latinos 450,000 a man
Mm.
because they
Mm.
got separated at the border when they came over here illegally.
Mm.
You know, they
Mm.
washed up on
Mm.
the shores and shit, and everybody got thrown in the lost and found. Now they want to pay them back.
Right.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is I empathize with everybody's plight, but you came over here voluntarily,
Mm-hmm.
illegally,
Mm-hmm.
and brought your kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that I'm just not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I know I'm going to go do some dirt and break a law or two, I'm not going to take my kids and my grandkids.
Mm. Mm.
I'm going to go do my dirt on my own. And if it don't work, then, you know, at least they're safe.
Right.
I'm not going to take a chance to catch a raft somewhere, then drop off and swim and wash up in El Paso somewhere. I don't know what
Mm.
the bottom of Texas is. I just guessed what that shit was. But anyway, wherever the fuck they be, right there at the bridge and shit, and getting whipped by the horse reins.
Mm.
I'm not doing that with my kids, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they did that with their kids and got separated. Now they want to pay them back.
And even worse, they want to compare that to the American freedmen's history and say that we the same. We going through the same problems. And then all the while they being prioritized before the actual citizens here. I don't understand. Yo no sé. Yo no sé. No entiende.
So that happens. And we don't really even need to dive into the continual subsidizing of Native Americans. Although
Mm.
their numbers did skyrocket with hate crimes in 2020, and they had 96. I mean, it was just short of the 2,871 that we had. The Native Americans had 96 hate crimes reported to the feds, and they came up a little shy of the 2,871 perpetuated against freedmen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they just got a hate crime bill. And they just got some more money. How much more money can
Resources.
the Native Americans get?
Right. Resources. Resources. Money. Government assistance. Now, if they get that, okay. The point is, we have
No, it's not. No,
the
it's
point.
not. It's not. It's not okay for them to get a continual subsidy and we get nothing.
Let me finish. Let me
Okay.
finish.
Okay.
Because you're right. It's not okay. I was going somewhere. Go with me. Come on. Come with me. Come fly with me.
I'm lit up, dog. Go ahead. I'm
Come
lit
fly
up.
with me.
Go
You,
ahead and
you met
ride
me
with it.
through Michael Jordan. Remember? Come fly with me. So
Let's do it. Let's do it.
so they get that, okay. But we get nothing. And we're supposed to have a congressional black caucus representation. This is politics here, y'all. The Native Americans is getting representation because you see results. They're getting resources, they're getting money, they're getting government assistance, government protection. Immigrants, that's a status. That is a status here in America. They're getting governmental assistance, governmental money. You see what I'm saying? However, the freedmen, we are getting nothing. So what does that tell us, y'all? something ain't right with the people who are in office, particularly the Democrats, because most freedmen or most black people vote Democrat. You're getting nothing, while everybody else is getting everything, getting your reparations, getting your resources. They always say, "Oh, we can chew gum and walk at the same time." Apparently not.
No,
Apparently
we
not.
can't. We can't.
Apparently not. People want to tell me when I go hard for our freedmen population and our freedmen tribe and black people, oh, this is not the oppression Olympics. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because everyone else is getting repaired and we're not. You see what I'm saying? Everyone is getting repaired and we're not. And because it's the oppression Olympics, the freedmen should be getting gold, silver, and bronze. We should be getting gold, silver,
We're
and
running one
bronze
hell of a
and
race
getting
here.
all the awards.
All of them.
Because we are at the bottom. And that's the difference between equality, which is for everybody, and equity. You give those, you meet those demands and needs in proportion to what's needed, or in proportion to those who are at the bottom. If someone is already wealthy, how does giving them more wealth that only increases their access, their opportunities, their money? Whereas someone who had zero, they they still not on the same level playing field.
No,
When
not
you
at
when you
all.
give it to everybody, you have to prioritize, and obviously that we're not being prioritized, and other groups are. Other groups are. So again, what is the solution to this? Family, we have to wake up. We have to see what's going on. We have to stop doing the same damn dumb shit over and over, and we have to hold whoever's in power or positions of power accountable. We have to become the power, which is why "be the power" is so important. That phrase. We have to be the power so that we can affect that change that we want to see and make a reality for ourselves. Stop cultivating these coons and start cultivating some black consciousness
Right.
and putting them in power and putting them in positions of power to change our reality and empower ourselves. You see what I'm saying? I was a part of a political campaign here, right in New York City. She and I still talk. And I'm very happy to see that person in a political position of power because I trust in them. I believe in them. And I know that they will do all in their power to empower the local neighborhood here. You see what I'm saying?
Question. Question.
That is a part of the solution when people ask, what are we doing? What am I doing? What is Shannon? We doing the work. Go ahead, bro.
What does it take for someone to be that type of politician? Because we don't know that type of politician globally. Most of the politicians we know that look like us talk good, act good, but as soon as they get in the office, they go away from what got them elected. So what's keeping those folks that you are with and you know that they're solid, what's keeping them there versus these other cats that slide back to the middle?
That's a great question. What's keeping them there is the organizing. When they start out, these elected officials who are organizers, or some of them are even teachers, they have an understanding of the plight of the freedmen. They
Okay.
are fully invested and connected because they are freedmen or of freedmen consciousness. They are allies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of them are even non-freedmen, but they understand because they're living it, and
Right.
particularly, especially the freedmen.
Right.
So they see the conditions and the damages that's happening to us, and they're saying, "Look, I'm tired of this shit.
Right.
I have to do something about this. So they organize and they create teams and they get into positions of power, whether it be political, whether it be economically, whether it be socially, the influence. They do what's in their power to affect that change.
Got it.
And because originally they start out as a direct opposition to anti-blackness and white supremacy, you know, they're automatically once they get in and they keep their integrity and they're just real ones as we call it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They all about the justice. Then they don't waver, no matter how challenging it is, and they get other people to come on board because we're not the only ones.
Right.
We're not the only ones. We may not be a majority, but less is more, and there's still more of us. The quantity as well as the quality of the man, woman, and child is very important. I always say that I'd rather have 200 lions and lionesses than 1,000 sheep.
True.
Those lions and
True.
lionesses get the job done.
Right.
Now the quantity isn't as much as 1,000, but the quality might as well be damn near 1,000,000.
Well,
You know what I
here's the
mean?
thing. Depends on what type of work you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
can really make a decent living probably with 1,000 sheep
Right.
if you're not in a position of having to live by or through survival tactics.
Mm.
See, we need lions and lionesses because we are forced to live through survival tactics.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
always in a fighting mode. We are a warrior class of people.
Yeah.
When people say we're lazy, I tell them we're not lazy. We tired, motherfucker. We've been working for 402 years, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only skilled tradesmen in this country. That means
That's a fact.
you and your people didn't know how to do shit,
Right.
but beat the shit out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all did that for a long time.
And it's still done today.
And it's still done today. Y'all might not be using whips and belts and all kinds of shit, but you can whip us with Flint, Michigan. You can
Mm.
whip us with Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Mm.
You can whip us with Kalamazoo. And if
Mm.
motherfuckers really don't want to just fucking, can we get real tonight, Prime?
Always. Let's go.
How come ain't nobody checking Detroit?
Mm.
Bitch, hey, come ain't nobody checking Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
All these motherfucking plumbing systems got problems.
Mm.
All of them got lead levels in them. All of them. Just because those have excessive lead levels, we don't give a fuck about that. We want to know all the lead levels.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
know you're going to fuck us up. That was a movie made back in the fucking 70s about how they tainted the water system in a black city.
Mm.
This
Say
shit's
the
been
name of
in
that movie.
play, man.
You know the
Huh?
name of it? You know the name of
Free
that
the
movie?
hard way, I believe.
Okay.
Let me make sure, I like to make sure my source is right because fuck
Yeah.
around and
Put
Shanna
them,
be up in the goddamn chat. She'll correct me and shit.
put them Freeman facts out there.
God damn.
Black facts.
Black blacks.
Black facts.
Shit.
Yeah.
A record producer, Jim Brown, and PR man, Fred Williamson. That's a crazy ass record company. Jim
Mm.
Brown was a record producer, and the PR man was the Hammer.
Mm.
And a black belt, Jim Kelly. That's the three the hard way.
Okay.
Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Jim Kelly. You know who those
I
cats
like
are?
Jim Kelly. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Jim Kelly a lot. You
In
guys sound
Karate
like y'all going
12,
straight out the comic book.
is for real. So this movie came out in June of '74. I was 4 years old. You weren't even thought of.
I'm older than you, sir. Bless.
Come on, dog. A record producer and a black belt in karate. Oh, a PR man and a black belt in karate foil a racist plot to poison part of a city. And it was to poison the water system.
Right.
What is the movie Three the Hard Way about? Oh, they just give back. They don't give a more in depth of it. Hold on a second. It might be Wikipedia. They might do it.
But that's happening today, ain't it? In
That's
Michigan.
happening today, bro.
Yeah. It's
That's
happening today. When that coon Obama was so disrespectful to come to Michigan and fake drink the water in the
That nigga. At that point right there, you had to know that it was all a show for him. It was just all a show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Why did it even need to come out that you have to publicly drink the water? Your word isn't good enough now? Your word was good enough to get you elected, motherfucker. Twice. But you gonna come here and put on an act that you drinking the water? I mean, why would we do that? Why would we go that far? And that's our first black president. He sat up here and lied to us by drinking water that he says is from the plumbing system of Flint, Michigan.
And some, not all, some, not all black people ate it up. Loved it.
Oh my God.
I'm sure you could attest to that better than me because you out there, you know?
Oh yeah, they was dipping their biscuits in the water. They was dipping their biscuits in the water.
Sadly.
Nobody else came here to drink the water in Flint.
Yeah. Sadly.
Man. I'm like, literally, there were people defending the fact that he got up there and drank some fucking water. How come Joe Biden ain't been to Benton Harbor? How come ain't nobody been to Kalamazoo? Send Joe's ass here and have him drink some water. I want to see Joe drink some water out of somebody's tap. He'll fall out. Joe can't have no high levels of nothing in his system. Joe about to go.
Jim Crow Joe.
About to go.
Slow Biden.
He ain't gonna make 4 years, bro. You know that, right?
I don't know, man. I don't think he's even fit to listen. I think you're right. I don't think he's gonna make 4 years either. I think he looking like he got 1 foot, 2 foot in the grave right now.
I think we're gonna have Ski Wee in here in the next year or so.
And Lord knows that it ain't gonna get better with Ski Wee in here.
I mean,
as the president.
Joe's clueless. Joe's fucking clueless.
Yeah.
But Ski Wee, oh shit. She's gonna have. They don't like her now as a vice president.
Exactly. That's a fact. And to go back on Obama, he and Michelle, you see they going into hiding now. You don't really hear much about them.
No.
They're going into hiding. That's because new black media outlets like yourself have exposed them. Salute to TD Hip Hop.
Absolutely.
Salute to TD Hip Hop and other black media independent outlets that have been exposing their treachery, exposing their insidious nature. People like Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. That information and those media outlets are very, very key. Even to be the power, even Freedmen Media. This is what we do. When they ask, what do we do? This is a part of it. We have to capture the hearts and minds of the critical masses to repair and to enact change and to take action to repair the American freedmen. That's what we here to do at the Freedmen Media.
That's why it's so important for people to understand that. And this is basic for us. This was 101 for us. But for other people who haven't listened and understood what we're talking about when we talk about repair, we're not talking about a fucking check. We don't need the big lottery check, okay? We don't need that
Mm-hmm.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many depths to reparations. There's so many depths to the repair that American freedmen need. So I don't get into discussions when they start talking about, well, who's gonna pay for it? How much is it? Bitch, it ain't on your ticket. Why are you getting all
Right.
ugly in the face and all hunched up in the
Right.
bang? And who's gonna pay for it?
That's
Bitch.
a Karen. That's a Karen. And it's usually the Karens.
I mean, just get upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would it even happen? How did slavery happen, ho?
Mm-hmm.
Because they made
Mm-hmm.
it happen.
Right. The government sanctioned it. So the government will sanction the repair. And it's not just
Sounds
reparations for slavery either. This is the
right.
destruction of the Reconstruction period for the American freedmen. This is for the Jim Crow. This is for black codes, not minority codes, not people of color codes, not immigrant codes, black codes. This is for the denial of the GI Bill, housing discrimination, exclusion of wealth. You bring it up to today, the coal and Holocaust and police genocide and social disdain, degradation, disregard for black life. That's happening today. So people want to talk about slavery happened so long ago. We can bring it back to slavery, which is the genesis of the crucible here in the start to our justice claim. But we could talk about the things that's happening today.
And it's
That's
as if
also
like
included.
slavery happened, it's over, and then nothing else happened. Motherfucker, are you kidding me?
Right, right, right.
Just
Hmm.
because it stopped legally, you have still systemically enslaved people for the last 156 years.
Hmm. Hmm.
We get into
Gentrification,
246.
gentrification is the new, or I guess, is the more covert economic Jim Crow segregation. Now they don't base it on race anymore. Now it's based off of income. You know, freedmen people as a collective, we don't own much money. So now you're gonna ethnically cleanse us due to our income. You're gonna increase the prices and the rent and how much it costs to live in a certain area. And who does that target? Who does that target? And who does that include and at the same time exclude?
Right, right.
We not stupid. We know the game. You've been doing it for centuries. And when you do it, you codify white supremacy into the laws to justify white supremacy. Oh well, that's the law. You hear people say that, right? Well, that's the law.
That's the law.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, uh, the Rittenhouse verdict, Joe Biden says, that's the verdict, and we got to trust the jury system. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you thought it was just, and then your vice president came right behind you and said, "We've got a lot of work to do." So she saw the bullshit. That's the first time I actually seen Kamala step up and say something that sounded halfway like, "Okay."
Halfway
She
freedman.
said, "We got a lot of work to do." That right there shows division with her president. I haven't seen Kamala outwardly show division with Joe Biden. She's usually mammying up.
Really? Wow. I never seen it
She
either.
said, she said, we got a lot of work to do. She went right against what Joe Biden had said. Look at him flexing that
Mhm.
Pam Grier on camera. See, that's
I
fucked
had
up.
to. I had to.
You did earlier, motherfucker. You didn't have to do it again. I didn't have to see Pam again.
I know how much you love her. I love Pam Grier too. Shit.
What's
Shit.
up with Brother B? Brother B got a question because I want to go back into everybody owes us something. With the technology and easy access to information, when will the general public wake up and no longer go by bullshit narratives? Never.
Mm.
Never. Americans are socially engineered into liking lies. We like what
Mm.
we like what makes us feel good. We like what
Mm.
we hear. We like
Mm.
how things sound.
Mm.
The shit could be factually and fundamentally fucked up for us.
Mm.
But
And false.
we'll still go
Yeah.
with it. False. I had another F, sorry. I used fucked up before I used false. My fault. It's another F fault. So this has not happened by mistake. What have they done to Americans? They've put every device out there where we can get a piece of information from. I ain't playing enough audio. My Bluetooth speaker keep going down. I had to play. I played
What?
something. Yeah. So I got to put it back up.
Okay.
So they say they say Kyle Rittenhouse. This is what
Yeah, let's
Americans.
touch
This is
on that.
American.
Let's touch
Let's
on
say
that.
Kyle
Pause.
Rittenhouse was acquitted because of self-defense. I say, what the fuck was he doing there?
Facts.
See, I look at it differently than other people look at it. I don't look at the fact that he was defending himself because he did have to defend himself. He's getting his ass kicked.
Right. Right.
But how about if he didn't take his monkey ass to Kenosha
Mm-hmm.
and to the protest, armed with an AR-15? How about
Shoot
he didn't?
black
Maybe he
people,
wouldn't have. Wouldn't have to defend himself.
to kill black people, or to protect property, and I put that in quotes. After
Well, we've already learned that was bullshit. He didn't go there to
right.
protect any property because that guy denied his request to protect
Mm-hmm.
his property. He said, "No, I don't need you,"
Mm-hmm. So the motive
and he
is
hung
there.
up.
The motive is
The motive
there.
was there.
Yeah. The motive is there.
Why are
So
we not? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
now go ahead, bro.
I'm wondering why we're not talking about the many pictures that we've seen of him in bars and taverns at 17 drinking beer.
Right. Where is
He's
the the
17.
the the criminalizing of Kyle Rittenhouse, like they did with Trayvon Martin?
Right. Trayvon had an Arizona iced tea and a bag of
Right.
Skittles.
And they looked
We've
at his
seen
past and said he smoked weed. Yet Kyle Rittenhouse is in bars, drinking liquor and
with a
shit.
coke
Where is that? Where
with
is
with a
that
coke.
lame stream media narrative from CNN, the Caucasian Nazi news network, and BS NBC, better known as nothing but coons and Caucasians, NBC. False news, aka Fox News, but it's really false news with racist white supremacists like Tucker Carlson.
I knew he was going to get the interview. I knew he was going to get it. I didn't think Hannity
Course,
would go for it. I
course.
knew Tucker's on the come up. He's trying to like really take over white supremacist media right now.
Is he like the
Tucker's
new
willing to risk it all right now. He's willing to risk it all right now because Tucker's clean. Tucker don't drink or nothing. He's like literally
mm,
clean. He probably has some really strange fetish type shit going on,
yeah, yeah, I'm
but he's a
sure.
clean. He's considered a clean person. So yeah, I knew
Conservative.
he was going to take that interview.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that
Makes
little
sense.
fat faced fucker got up there and said, "I support the BLM movement."
Mm,
Really?
wow.
You went there to kill black people who are a part of that,
Right.
but you support them?
Mm-hmm.
And what was this narrative about him being a medic? He went there to help out.
Yeah, that bullshit. Him supposedly going there to. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Where was his medic bag? Where was it? Did the motherfucker have a Band-Aid on him? I didn't see no gauze pads, no Band-Aids, no nothing. I saw an
He went
AR-15.
there to be a medic with a gun. What dude or woman or man or whatever goes to be a medic and you got an AR? You got an assault rifle. And then the damn judge, he didn't allow any type of evidence.
Nothing.
How the hell is this a trial? Well, let's stick with what happened. He was acquitted. I mean, he was found not guilty due to self-defense. Okay. But Shannon and myself, well, mainly Shannon, I give Shannon all the props. He said that we know and we proven that the business owner of what was it, the car dealership, curved
Car
him and
dealership.
told him, "Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you." He still
Period.
came anyway with
Right.
guns
Yes.
to protect property and
That
ended
he was
up killing
told
people.
didn't need protection.
Right. Who told him, "Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you. What the fuck? You're not needed here." Banged it on him and kept it pushing. And he
Right.
still showed up with an AR and killed people and murdered people. Now, okay, in self-defense. Okay, but why were you there? You didn't need to be there with a gun. And then with the crocodile tears
Oh shit.
from the
He's still trying to
mother.
cry. I think he's still trying to bust that tear out.
Oh,
That motherfucker, I was like, oh my God, is he about to shit on himself? What's wrong with him? He was having a fit trying to get that tear out.
right,
It
right,
wouldn't fall. That tear
Right.
wouldn't fall.
right. It was crazy.
That tear wouldn't fall. He was trying hard.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't fall. He looked over at the judge. He was like, look, man, I'm giving it all I got.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't fall. And then the judge stepped in. He was like, we're going to take a little break.
Yeah, let's give a break to this mourning young man, this wholesome kid. Never mind the trial.
Hey,
Let's give
wait
him
a
a break.
minute. Let's give him a break. We'll take a
Yeah.
recess. And he's really going to go out for recess. We're going to have him go out on the swing set and hang out. Because they treated him like a kid, dog. He wasn't treated like a man. He was treated like a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen a motherfucker who's on trial for murder pick his own jewelry with a fucking raffle box?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were stirring it around in there, and they were like, go ahead and pick a number.
That's crazy.
He was playing a game with his life. The judge pulled out something unprecedented. It's never happened in a murder trial anywhere. He pulled out the old 50-50 raffle box.
Mm.
And he got to turn it, and the numbers, did you see it?
I didn't see that part, but I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
They turned it, and he went in there and he got a number out.
Wow.
And that was one of the jurors, hey, juror number 6, hey, we'll see you next week.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, juror number 8, yep, I saw the white power sign when you walked in.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh, juror number 3. Are you gay? I'm gay. I mean, he just like had all types of shit going on. I'm like, what fucking suspect of a murder picks his own jury? It was unheard of. The judge lied and said, yeah, I've done this in other cases. They can't find a documented case that he pulled out the raffle box. So he did it in this case. And there was nobody to stop him. He reigned supreme. The judge reigned supreme. He was talking shit to the prosecutors like, I mean, they would just be asking like pertinent ass questions. He'd be like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? Like he was a defense lawyer. The judge acted as if he was defense counsel for Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah, he might as well have been. He might as well have been. You know, he it was Rittenhouse defense lawyer and a judge against the prosecution. You see what I'm saying? Then they was talking about how the manipulation of the video. I remember they were saying they had a problem with like the mobile videos or something like that, as if because you know what I'm talking about, as if the mobile video isn't really credible or isn't as good because you can manipulate the video, even though millions and millions of people saw the murder and lynching of George Floyd on a little black girl's, a teenage black girl's mobile device. Salute to that young lady.
Absolutely.
Salute to
Absolutely.
that young lady. That beautiful black girl. She was a teenager to
Wasn't
my
she under 18?
yeah, she was a teenager, something like that.
Salute to her parents for getting her a phone with data.
Let's
See,
go.
they paying the phone bill there. Paying the phone
Right.
bill there. She could have been in a situation where she was outside of Wi-Fi. She wouldn't have been able to do that. Salute to that parent or parents that paid her phone bill. Because, frankly, that changed America.
Mm-hmm. And we
Because
know
the
she had
freedmen,
yeah, we know she was getting threatened and all kinds of stuff.
oh, man. They
And
don't
check
care
it.
about us, dude. This was a child. They were
Exactly.
threatening a child.
Mm-hmm. And
White
she still
supremacists don't give a
stood
fuck.
tall. She still stood tall. That's a part of the solution, family. When you ask, what's the solution? That type of camaraderie, that type of courage from a child is a part of the solution. She said when she saw George Floyd, she saw her uncle. She saw her family. And she wasn't related to him.
Right,
I've gotten into it
right,
with my own family members about the George Floyd situation.
right.
It doesn't have to be personal to me for me to care. And even though it wasn't personal to me and it didn't happen to me directly or anybody in my family, I still felt it. And I had to do something about it. I still felt that because that could have been my brother.
Right.
That could have been Shannon. That could have been the homie Monte who's out here in the
That was
chat.
our brother. That was our
Exactly.
brother.
That could have been the
George was
homie
our brother.
right, that could have been my homie Haja wife. You see what I'm saying? That could have been my actual uncle. You see what I'm saying? That could have been you, Shannon.
Yeah. I mean,
So the
that
unity
type
is
of
key.
situation could have happened to any of us.
Mm-hmm.
It could have
Exactly.
happened to
That could
any
have
of
been
us.
me.
When you're in a situation like that, she recorded that not because of color, because she would have saw injustice and recorded anything.
I
That's the kind
agree.
of child she was, because she
I
stood there
agree.
the whole time.
I agree.
This wasn't about color. This was about culture.
Let's go. Come on.
That was the only thing she could do to protect Brother George right then. She
Mm-hmm.
knew she couldn't physically overpower the police, and her mind state wasn't to think that this individual is going to stay on his neck all this time to kill him. She's just trying to film some wrong being done, and
Right.
it did turn into
Right.
George's demise. She was just trying
Mm-hmm.
to get it documented. She didn't think that she was actually filming the death, the
The
America
lynching.
changing death.
The lynching. Let's call it what it
She
is. It was
recorded.
a
She,
lynching.
re- she recorded a lynching. She didn't think she was recording a lynching.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's way down the road for her. Her thought process was, I'm seeing something wrong happen. I'm gonna record it.
Yeah. And the impact of that due to the history of here in America.
Right.
When you see that white guy on the on the neck of a black man for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, that rippled the consciousness and it impacted the entire world. That power dynamic and that relationship here in America impacted everybody because of the power dynamic between black people and white people here in America and all over the world.
Yeah.
Because white supremacy is global. It's not just in America. It's global.
No. Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we had other people all over the country up in arms and turning up, as they should. As they should. And America's history is well documented for what they have done to people who look like you and me. That is what
Right.
racism is. It's not just
Right.
hatred, it's power, privilege, prejudice, and power. How can you say it's about hatred when a chattel slave or my ancestor was being raped and murdered, and because he hated a European slave owner for that, how can you call him racist?
Right.
What systematic power, what systematic organized power does he have to kill that European slave owner with impunity?
What's that shit called? Is it drapnophobia? What is that?
I don't know what that is, bro. Drachnophobia.
Drapnophobia, I believe. Hold on a second. Let me look it up. Where they basically say, like, if a slave was upset about being a slave, he had drapnophobia or some shit.
That
You ain't
sound
never
like
heard
some
about that?
bullshit. Nah, that sound like some bullshit. I already see where that's
Real
going.
shit,
That
bro.
sound
Real
like
shit.
that sound like some bullshit to give excuses for white supremacy.
Well, no,
Like something is wrong with the
it
chat.
was
That's
their it
something
was
wrong with
their
the slave. He don't like being a. Get the fuck out of here with that
it
bullshit,
was
man.
their excuse. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up since you don't know about it. I want you to. I'm
Cause
always going to. I'm
we
gonna
got
come with the
people like
fact.
that.
I'm gonna come with the fact.
Okay, the
Just so
Freedman
you
fact,
this that's the only kind I have because
black fact,
I'm a black freedman.
black facts.
I know there may be some freedmen from somewhere else, but we're talking about American freedmen. Okay, here we go. Damn,
Not Aflac, but black facts. Go ahead, bro.
black facts. Shanna posted it,
Okay.
and I had heard of it before. I looked the word up because I saw it in something, and I looked the definition up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked the definition up, I was like, "Whoa,
That sound like some bullshit.
nah,
What's
it's
going
real
on?
shit, bro.
No,
Real shit."
I know it's real. I know how racist people make excuses
It's a meme that she
for
had, and hopefully I didn't pass it because if I pass it, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm sure it is a real thing. I know how racist people make excuses for oppressors.
Oh, she had a picture of Toni
I'm
Morrison
just
when she was young.
I'm just saying it sounds like some bullshit because I hate when people follow that stupid ass idiotic type of narrative or type of thinking. Like they make
Right.
excuses for it to justify an injustice.
I might just have to look the word up because I thought the meme that she had was very appropriate.
Hmm.
Didn't
Salute to
I
the
not?
chat.
Maybe
Salute to
this
Shanna
was.
Kim. Salute to Freedman. Salute to the homie Monte. Salute to the homie Power, Tony. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Freedman. Frida.
um. I got. Now that I'm this deep in it, I got to look it up. Okay, so
Okay.
that was three the hard way. Drapnophobia. There we go. Is it drapnomania?
Trapnomania.
There we go. Drapnomania.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Here is the definition of it. So, drapnomania was considered a conjectural mental illness that in 1851 American physician Samuel Cartwright hypothesized as the cause of enslaved Africans fleeing captivity.
Mm.
Samuel Cartwright, a professor of psychiatry at the University of Louisiana in the United States Deep South, is a student of the father of American psychiatry, Benjamin Rush. Cartwright specifically citing the tendency to flee the plantations that held the subjects in slavery in evidence. For why would slaves, happy with their conditions, seek to flee? To Confederate physicians, such people had to be sick, impervious to the natural order of things. He published an article about black slave illnesses and idiosyncrasies in a widely circulated Southern journal. Contemporarily reprinted in the South, Cartwright's article was widely mocked and satirized in the northern United States. The concept has been since debunked as pseudoscience and shown to be part of the edifice of scientific racism.
Hmm.
Okay, well, you can debunk it all you want, but the fact that he did this shit, the term derived from Greek, a runaway slave, and mad. They're not talking about like you're angry, like you're crazy.
Crazy mad. Yeah, that type of mad. Like you're crazy because you ran away from slavery.
An
You see?
uncontrollable or insane impulsion to wander.
You see what I'm saying? You see that demonization of trying to emancipate yourself or liberate yourself from being raped and killed and murdered and enslaved. They even demonize you for that.
Wait a minute though. This motherfucker said an uncontrollable or insane impulsion to wander. So you have a crazed, deranged impulsiveness to run away from being a slave.
Mm-hmm. Right. You see? You see the wording in that.
These motherfuckers are
You're
smooth.
crazy and deranged because you don't want to be a slave. So if that's the case, why weren't Europeans um willingly wanting to be slaves? If it was so great,
Right.
I didn't see many Europeans wanting to be chattel slaves. Like here, enslave me, please.
Keep in mind
Now
though,
they're gonna demonize the black people who quote unquote wandered and ran away from slavery. That's an
keep in
attack
mind.
on liberators like Harriet Tubman.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? People who were a part of the Underground Railroad. Even our allies who helped our ancestors from being enslaved. Because you know they had the money to fund the Underground Railroad. We didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? And liberators like Harriet Tubman and other black people who were the leaders of those movements. You see what I'm saying? That's what's that shit called? What's that dumb shit called? Dysmophobia, whatever the hell the fuck that.
Drapnomania.
According to that, Harriet Tubman was that. The fuck out of here.
Drapnomania.
Or Frederick Douglass. The fuck out of here, man.
Drapnomania. So I'm an old nigga, so I'm gonna go back to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't the Europeans and everybody come over here for work and shit if slavery was so good?
Mm-hmm.
We touched on it earlier in this video. And since Hap did all this motherfucking upgrade, you can't tell how long you've been gone, but so we've been on a minute. Hopefully somebody can give us a time stamp in the
Yeah, they gotta fix that.
yeah.
For real.
You see Shannon Kim up there? Is a real thing. Reposted it on Facebook the other day. I told you. I didn't even see her in the chat. Did you see her in the chat, Prime?
Who, Shanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says is a real thing. Reposted on. I told you that's where I got it from.
Yeah, I seen that. I read that.
Shout out to
Shanna's
the
always on
source,
point.
Shanna Kim.
Yeah, Shanna's
She's
always on point.
she's the sorceress.
Okay. A beautiful one at that.
A freedman sorceress.
A freedman sorceress, a freedman priestess. She's very beautiful, not only physically, but intellectually as well. I've seen her content. She's a real one. Frida Friedman, shout out to her. She put a hour and 25 minutes.
We've been on 75, 85 minutes already?
I know, right? The time is
Damn.
flying.
Time is flying. All right, so let me dig into
When
this.
you're having that Friedman fun.
When you're having that freedman, and all we doing is having freedman facts.
We just talking. We just talking. That's all.
You ask why Europeans didn't come over here and slave. We touched on it earlier in the video. Much earlier, obviously, since we've been on this bitch an hour and 25 minutes. Because it was right at the beginning. They couldn't. You like how I be coming with that depth. You like how he's coming in with all that depth.
Yo, he said that deaf. I'm done, yo.
Dude, they couldn't.
Done. Done.
If slavery was so nice and they could have came over here and got work, they would have did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They would have did it. But let's start with the first thing. Not because they would have got beat and raped and brutalized and killed and bred like animals.
Animals.
No.
Dehumanized.
They couldn't pass the fucking physical.
Mmm.
Go out there and stand out there for 12 hours and pick that cotton. You motherfuckers go over here to the sugar field and shit and get this sugar cane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Them bitches came back all blistered and fucking bumped up and shit.
They also
and they didn't
didn't
know how
have this.
they was dropping off. They was just fucking combusting and shit out in the plantations. It was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers ain't gonna last.
Right.
They was like popcorn and shit.
Right.
They go out there for a couple minutes, and you put them out there for a couple more minutes, and you put them out for a couple more minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Did he have any family?
At the end of the day, due to us being the original people of this planet, of this earth, we have automatically a genetic dominant gene, a genetic dominant gene, and a genetic advantage.
Period.
You see what I'm saying? And
Period.
that is the foundation to racism, white supremacy. Genetic white survival, or white genetic survival. So when the women, and not only that though, but our women were cultivators of rice, which was the queen of the economy, and the cotton was the king.
You gotta slide sugar in there right and third.
Yeah, the sugar, you know what I mean? But we had the skills to do all of this.
Oh, wait a minute.
We had the skills and the knowledge to do all this coming from Africa.
Just because there was cotton fields and sugar cane fields, and what was the other one?
Rice.
Rice. Okay. Rice patches. That wasn't good enough. You mean they had to have people actually provide that labor? Oh, so that's when all those hard-working people came from other countries, and that's when they started their businesses.
Right. Right.
After the 246 years that they had free labor of us doing it?
Right.
That's when they came over?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because truthfully, the shit ended in 1865.
Right.
Immigration was less than 1% until
Formally.
1965.
Right. Right. That's a fact.
1%. 1%. I mean,
That's
motherfuckers
a
coming over
fact.
here getting their little education, but they wasn't making up no fucking population.
The
Less
immigration
than
was very
1%.
right. The immigration prior to the 70s was very, very low.
Low.
So
Low.
after the hard labor and creation of the wealth was created and maintained by the American freedmen, that's when other people decided to come over and reap the economic benefits off of the hard work in the backs of chattel slaves who are our ancestors. And even today, you just see it in a different way. The We are still being exploited, you
Absolutely.
know? So we ask, what is the solution to this? What is the solution? Again, Freedman Media is the solution because we are trying to reprogram and re-engineer just by presenting the information to you. Just by presenting the information and the data and this narrative from the Freedman perspective and the Freedman narrative, we bring in some objective truth to it. The non-white supremacist media from non-lamestream, not mainstream, non-lamestream media from independent Freedmen media outlets. You see what I'm saying? So it starts with the re-engineering of the mind and the consciousness, because when you start thinking differently, you start acting differently, and you start moving accordingly in this system of white supremacy, and you do what you can to change it and to destroy it and to dismantle it and to disrupt it. But it starts here. It starts here with you. What is the solution? You are the solution. We are the solution.
The first thing we have to do is build by unifying. I mean, and it's simple unification. We
Yeah.
just have to either gather ourselves or remain silent.
Mm-hmm.
We
Or
cannot
both.
talk against each other.
Yeah. There's
We
a code.
cannot talk against each other when we are trying to speak up for the betterment of our people. There's too
Mm-hmm.
many people that look just like you and I, Prime.
Let's go.
They talk against repair.
They do.
See, I'm trying not to use reparations every single time because reparations has
It's
gotten
cool.
so goddamn watered down. Because now they want to
Co-opted.
give reparations to the
Oh
LGBTQIAP.
man, do I'm gonna go in on that. We can get started with that, but go finish your point, cause I
Well, if you're about to go in, I need to light another joint.
let's get
I'm not gonna smoke a roach with you going in, goddamn it.
it.
I'm lighting a whole new
Oh
joint.
my god, I had to
I
go
already
in on
said,
it.
goddamn it, everybody owes black people something.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
cover
Come
it
on.
all tonight.
Right, and like you said
We don't
earlier,
mean
when
to
it
stay
comes to
long. We don't mean to stay long. We don't mean to belabor the moment. We don't mean to tarry. But right now, you got two Baptist freedmen up in this bitch. So we about to be on this motherfucker.
that's a whole nother
Right?
topic as far as religion. But to go to your point,
Can I
everybody
give you a
owes the
lead in? Can
American.
I give you a lead in? Can I give you a lead
Go
in?
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Brother Prime, literally, y'all, is about to become, because you checked out the stat, and then we talked about it. That's why I didn't want to get into it with you, because I wanted you to be coiled back. When you slingshot it, when you like ready and you reparations will not come to us if we do not gather ourselves.
Agreed.
The one thing
Agreed.
that I have said, and I'm going to stay consistent on it, The reason that the LGBTQIAP gets what they want from the government is because they put pressure on the government.
That's true.
As a unit. As a unit.
That's
Now,
true.
does the LGBTQIAP advocate for freedmen? Fuck no.
That's a fact.
They do not. They don't even advocate for their own freedmen.
Mmm. Ooh, we need to get some bombs in here.
I'm up here
We gotta get some
and I ain't
bombs.
got my sound effects or nothing.
You know that's your point. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Listen, if you a kid, this ain't for you right now.
This
You
ain't for
hear?
you.
This ain't for you. This is rated Freedmen. Freedmen X.
I
You hear?
need Prime to understand that this whole platform right now is about to survive on what he's about to say about what the Congressional Black Caucus
Oh my god.
has put in motion. Y'all auntie, I already told you she ain't my auntie. Y'all auntie, Maxine, has put some shit in order. And let me just put my preface out there now.
So bad.
I'm not fucking with the LGBTQIAP. You motherfuckers apply pressure, you get results, you get resources. Y'all
That's
do what
true.
you do. The fact that you
That's
don't
true.
fuck with freedmen that are gay, that's y'all business. And that's them freedmen for putting up with it. That's for saying you a gay freedman versus saying you a freedman that's gay. That's your ass, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way I see it, the government is going to do what they're going to do no matter what. But they move when you apply pressure. So, the Congressional Black Caucus is trying to close the wealth gap between the LGBTQIAP in this country. Now, they didn't say close the racial wealth gap. They said close the wealth gap.
Mm-hmm.
As if the LGBTQIAP is a bottom caste.
Right.
Like
Right. Right. Right.
I'd
Right.
have to say that LGBTQIAP households are worth more than $1,700, which is what the median black family is
Thank you.
worth in this country.
Let's go. Come on.
I'd have to say that. If you
Come
got the
on.
stat. Do you even have the stat, bitch? You trying to say you want to close the wealth gap between gays and the rest of everybody. Who's been keeping stats on that?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
ain't keeping stats on what freedmen are worth
Mm-hmm.
and how we need to close the wealth gap? You
Mm-hmm.
concerned about what LGBTQIAP is worth? Eat a dick, Auntie Maxine. Nah, don't do that, because you probably got to take your teeth out.
Oh no.
Let's go,
I
Prime.
love
Let's
it.
go.
I
Let's get
love it.
busy.
I love that energy. I love that energy. And that's the type of energy that we should be applying to these congressional black coons, these congressional black talkers. You know, because even though in their organization or whatever they are, it says congressional black, but who they really advocate for predominantly is minorities, people of color, Asians,
Mm,
uh, Native Americans,
mm,
Hispanics,
mm.
and at the very bottom and at the very end, black people. And I will argue we really don't get any representation, any proper tangible representations or tangibles, and nothing of substance. We'll get a statue of George Floyd. We'll get
A nice statue, though.
yeah, yeah.
A
We'll get a
nice
statue of
statue.
Barack Obama. We'll get promises of Harriet Tubman being on a $20 bill at the same time being excluded from those $20 bills in our bank accounts.
I mean,
And at the
if the
same
median
time
black family, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then at the same time we'll get Maxine Waters talking about the LGBT wealth gap. After all this time, we had scholars and historians like Dr. Darity, economists, and Kirsten Mullen talking about the Grand Canyon racial wealth gap between the American freedmen and everybody else who's getting it, who has accumulated wealth, who just came over here last year and now they're wealthy. You see what I'm saying? You
Motherfuckers be
see
70 years old and hit the lottery and shit. These motherfuckers come across the border and shit and be solvent. They be
exactly.
okay in a
This
year.
just happened recently with
Dog, the
Afghan
Afghans,
family.
the Afghans have better residency than you and I put together right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They're moving them into subdivisions, gated communities.
So I want to give a salute and much respect to TD motherfucking hip hop.
Yeah.
TD hip hop. That guy is the man. And to
Tony
my
Delamy.
understanding, yes. And to my understanding, he is non-freedman.
He is not. He is not a freedman.
He
But
is of
he has freedman consciousness though.
exactly. He has what I call the freedman consciousness, or better yet, because to my understanding, he's of Caribbean origins or ancestry. He has the Hubert Harrison consciousness, who was an ally. Look that up, family. Look that up, family.
Yeah.
Even if you a coon and you in the chat, even if you a traitor and you in the chat or an ally, look that up.
We don't
Hubert
discriminate on the
Hubert
message.
Harrison. We welcome the hate. Not only motivate. So yeah, according to that, because I got notes. Maxine Waters, she's a representative of California, and 14.5% of the population is living beneath the poverty line.
Right.
21% of the children under 18 are impoverished in her district. Nothing about LGBT. So that congressional black coon is advocating for LGBT at the same time at the expense of her own constituents. Because we know not all of her constituents are LGBT.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, she's the full committee chairwoman of, I would say, nothingness for black Americans because she has done nothing for African
Nothing.
Americans here in this country.
Nothing.
Okay? The CBC does nothing for the American freedmen. They do not ensure resources and access and legislation and protection for us. You see what I'm saying? They don't do that for the freedmen community. They don't do that for the freedmen population, the freedmen community, even though their name is the Congressional Black Caucus.
Right.
You see
How do
what
we
I'm
allow
saying?
them? How do we allow them to use our name if they don't advocate for us?
Because they are part of the system and the powers that be, and black is like, it's a trigger word. And I want to go into this. People use blackness, it's a political access and cheat code because they use our suffering and our history to further their political agenda.
Right.
I was out in the streets, doing my thing, my activism thing, and there was someone who's an organizer or whatever, and she was using, she was of immigrant ancestry. I would consider her an ally, but she was using Malcolm X rhetoric to further push, like, the agenda for, I guess, like a socialist type thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I got it.
so she made some mistakes or whatever as far as the quote, and she and I spoke and I talked to her about it and she was receptive to that or whatever. But the point is that a lot of this political advocacy and representation and civil rights justice, it stems from the freedmen.
Right.
We are the original freedom fighters because we have been fighting for our humanity since day one.
Period.
So you have to use rhetoric from Martin Luther King Jr. You have to use rhetoric from Malcolm X because we have always been on the front lines trying to advocate for ourselves and get that full economic citizenship here that everybody else benefits from,
Yep.
except for us, and at our expense. Everyone else gets prioritized using our history and our suffering. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and I have a quote because I did some research on this, and I wanted to go in.
Nice.
If that's okay with you,
Oh,
Shan.
absolutely. The whole stage is yours.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're a good man. I'm older than you, but you're still a good man, and you're still my OG.
Shut your young ass up, nigga. Just keep talking.
So yeah, Maxine Waters, she's again a representative of California, I believe District 43. Not too familiar with California, but I have to get with my California peoples to get into the details. I think Shanna is out there actually.
She
So we'll
lives
get
in
to that.
Windsor Square. Can I break it down before you go all the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
in?
go ahead.
Just
Go
let
ahead.
and I'll let you go. The racial breakdown of where Maxine Waters lives, not the district that she fucking has dragged into the mud, but where Maxine Waters lives. The racial breakdown: 41% Asian, 37.7% white.
Gotta say the
More
H for the
Asians than white people
white.
live where Maxine Waters lives.
Okay.
14.8% Latino, 4.3% black.
Mmm.
Maxine Waters, leader of the Congressional Black Caucus,
Mm-hmm.
mistress of wigs, Maxine Bridge over troubled waters,
Oh Lord.
lives where 4.3% black people hold court. It's more than 4.3% black people that are homeless in her district.
Hmm.
I digress and I step back.
Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate that. So she's one of the leaders of the subcommittee on diversity and inclusion as far as the Congressional Black Caucus. And according to them, it says, and I quote, there is no pride and prejudice. Eliminating barriers to full economic inclusion for the LGBTQ community. Now, I remember there was a poll a while back and they asked the CBC what are the major issues in that they want to, I guess, talk about. One of them was like voting, another one
Mm-hmm.
was like reparations and
Mm-hmm.
a couple of other things. But just off that quote alone, it's no longer about reparations. Never mind reparations for the American freedmen, because we'll have some people who say, well, some black people are LGBT. Okay, this is true, but not all of us are LGBT, and you're automatically excluding the ones. If this is all about all Black Lives Matter, automatically Black LGBT is included. If this is Black Lives Matter, automatically all Black Lives Matter. Automatically Black LGBT is included. So when you talk about the LGBT wealth gap in the LGBT community, which you can tell that they've been paying attention to the TD hip hops,
Mm.
the Black Authorities, the Professor
Mm.
Black Truths. Even Vicky Dilla, God today, talk black to me. Even Be the Power. You can tell they've been paying attention, and because economists like Dr. Darity and other people like his partner Kirsten Mullen have been talking about the racial wealth gap, the racial wealth canon and chasm between the American freedmen and European America, or even Asian Americans and other groups of people who have the wealth accumulated in this country. So automatically, you're veering the conversation, you're changing the narrative, you're co-opting it to benefit the LGBT community. You see what I'm saying? Never mind HR 40. And for those of you who are not familiar with the HR 40 bill, that is the study and developing of proposals for reparations for African Americans. And there's a whole bunch of problems with that. But anyway, never mind that narrative. Never mind again the wealth gap between American freedmen and everybody else, particularly European Americans or Asian Americans, who are wealthy groups of people in this country, in comparison to the people who maintain the country today, the freedmen, and our ancestors who created the foundational wealth for Asians and other immigrants to benefit from today. Right? Never mind the 400 years of economic exclusion, chattel slaves, segregation, white supremacy, the call and killing of black life, children. I saw a video and a report about a 5-year-old child, black child, in handcuffs.
I'm trying to
hear the frustration
fathom
in your voice with the deep breath. Go ahead, bro.
I'm trying to fathom that the fact that they had handcuffs to fit a 5-year-old
on a 5-year-old child.
What did they use? Zip ties? Because I don't think real handcuffs can actually fit a 5-year-old. So did they use zip ties to like?
You know they make that tighter.
Really?
I've had those steel bracelets on me before.
You ain't 5, motherfucker.
Listen, but my wrist is just as probably, you know. I'm slim.
I still don't think your wrist is
I'm
small.
slim, but I got these freaking fists and they do work.
Are you taller than Emmanuel Lewis?
Nah, I'm not. Nah, I'm not.
You about 4 feet?
Yeah. Of course I'm taller than Emmanuel Lewis, man. Come on now.
Well, you talking about your hands and shit is smaller than 5-year-old. Well, Emmanuel Lewis' hands smaller than 5-year-old. Emmanuel Lewis don't look like Webster no more. Salute
to Webster, a.k.a. or better known as, or his real name, Emmanuel Lewis.
Yeah.
Bless you.
They call him Manny, I think, now. I think they call him Manny.
Yeah. And Gary Coleman.
He's gone. Rest in
power. But yeah, the point is the audacity of white supremacy and racism, anti-blackness, to put cuffs on a fucking child, a black child.
I think subconsciously we were trying to make light of the situation because of the fucking anger that we both have that a 5-year-old had handcuffs on her.
Yeah. Right.
Because this is the one where it was the little girl, wasn't it?
I believe so.
This is the one where it was like down in Florida?
I don't remember the state. It happened a while ago, but it just thinking about these things kind of triggered me and it brought it back, so I brought that up as an example.
So wait a minute.
To further
I
prove
remember
the
this
point.
because it was a Latino officer. So
okay.
you whole bitch, your people swam over to this motherfucker. And now you gonna handcuff one of our babies?
Right.
We made way for you to be able to come over here and stay. Now you're in law enforcement. Now you want to put handcuffs on a 5-year-old baby.
Right. So, never mind talking about the George Floyd bill or the anti-hate crime against black people, which was, I believe, the Emmett Till anti-hate crime bill, which got no votes to be passed. by the way. Um, Asians got a anti hate crime bill, but
And $50 million.
right, but Black Americans we got no anti hate crime bill under the name
And
of
no money.
Emmett Till, and no money. Right.
And I
Never
wish
mind
motherfuckers
ending.
would stop.
Never
I'm
mind.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I wish motherfuckers would stop saying this Rittenhouse verdict is similar to the Emmett Till case.
Oh
Sorry. Go
God.
back.
Oh God. People really
You
said
didn't hear
that.
that?
I can't be surprised by that. Some people are just
Do you
straight
want
up
to hear
dumb.
it?
Not really,
No,
because
no,
I'm
no.
tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the bullshit.
It's the NAACP president. He
Yeah.
said it live on TV.
I'm
This
tired of
this
the
resembled
bullshit.
the Emmett Till shit.
I'm tired of the bullshit. So yeah,
Sorry,
never.
Prime. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No doubt, no doubt. We good, we good. Thank you for that information. Um, Never mind the ending the qualified immunity that protects police officers and race soldiers. Let's talk about the LGBT wealth gap. And not only do they organize, not all LGBT family, not all LGBT, not all, but the powers that be who is plugged in to the system of white supremacy, they get these benefits and resources and allowed to co-opt this movement because they are a part of the system of white supremacy. And they will use it to their benefit at the expense of black people. What happened to that LGBT alliance? Why isn't it about closing the wealth gap between LGBT and black people? What happened?
They wait a minute.
Where's the
When you're
alliance?
saying that,
Where's the rainbow colors with the black fist?
right.
Remember that?
I saw those flags with the black fist.
Where is it? You see how they become they want us to be inclusive of everybody else, but they have no problem excluding us from the tangible resources. Go ahead, bro.
We're xenophobic when we
And I got
speak on
more.
specificity.
Wait, there's more. I got more, but go ahead, bro.
No, we're xenophobic and shit when we speak on specificity.
Right, right,
They're warriors when they speak on specificity.
right.
Sorry.
Their plight
So
gets
much of this
prioritized.
shit just keeps coming up, man.
Yeah, yeah. Freedman says we at the 1 hour and 56 mark. You know,
Appreciate it, Free.
yeah. And then we had Representative Joyce Beatty, who is I believe the representative of Ohio, somewhere in Ohio, and she's also a chairwoman. And I got quotes from her. She said in 27 states there are no explicit statewide laws protecting people from discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, employment, housing, and public accommodations. At the federal level, there is no fair housing based on expressly sexual orientation or gender identity. She's a black woman, y'all. This puts many LGBT individuals at risk, youth at risk, or at experience chronic homelessness, unemployment, or being unbanked. So now an LGBT Karen is is going to get some type of legislation. And let me go further on that. According to them, a 2021 a poll was made, and 18 million adults self-identified as LGBT. Okay, according to their number.
18 million?
Yeah, 18 million. This is in America, all over.
How'd
Not
they do
not
the tally?
not the
How'd they
40
do the
million,
tally?
huh?
How'd they do the tally?
They didn't explain that. I'm going off the TD hip hop video. They
18
never
million
explained the
people.
tally.
18 million people came out,
Yeah.
said they were gay, and I want to know. So when they go get housing, they apply for loans. They let people know they're gay right up front.
I don't know. I don't
I
think
want to know
so.
where these
I
stats.
wouldn't say that. No,
I bet you they don't,
they don't.
because they already know of the blatant disrespect and discrimination. So why would they put themselves on a cross?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
reason I'm saying it, because we're the ones who've always been on the cross. We're the ones who've always been discriminated against because of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So now, this is what they're doing? I don't think
Mm-hmm.
so.
Right.
I don't think their sexuality is coming into play when they're trying to acquire housing and all that shit. Where our color came into play when we were
It's
trying to
off the
achieve.
rip. You automatically see it. I can't
Right.
hide my brown skin,
Period.
even if I tried to put white face on.
Well, please don't do that.
People could tell. Okay, I would look crazy if I tried to go to a housing authority and I came in looking like Sammy Sosa. Okay, yeah, I would look foolish, and I would never do that because I'm not a coon. But if I did,
Man.
I would look stupid. Okay, and let me tell you this, Sammy Sosa, the racist, white supremacists still know you're black. Okay,
Right.
you, you can put all that stuff on all you want. They still know you're you're Hispanic and you have brown skin. Okay?
You can walk around looking like Pepto Bismol if you want to.
They still don't give a fuck. No matter how many times you say, I know black, I know black, I know black. So yeah, she's organizing with her colleagues to pass the HR 5 bill, which is called the Equality Act. And wait, let me tell you what it does. It prohibits discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity in any area, specifically including unemployment and housing. Notice there's no study for this. It is already pending in the Senate. The HR 5 bill,
So they're not gonna have a
aka the
judiciary
Equality
hearing.
Act. Huh?
They're not gonna have a judiciary hearing.
No. It's already pending in the Senate.
Oh, thick neck ass, no talking ass Herschel Walker ain't popping up.
Mm-mm. No, he's not.
What about Larry Elder?
Or Bussy boy, what was that dude name? Coleman.
Oh, you know
Who's
Coleman. He
riding
was
naked
ain't
on the
stepping up.
New York subway train station.
Yeah.
That fuckery. Meanwhile, the HR 40 bill, we can't even get it to vote in the House of Representatives. Mind you, it's controlled by the Democrats.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't we have the majority right now?
We do. That's what I mean. It's controlled by the Democrats.
And we can't get the HR 40 bill passed.
These are supposed to be our Democratic allies who are all about black people. Yet we can't get the HR 40 bill passed or pass the House of Representatives.
Ski wee.
I'm saying all that to say this, family. What is the solution? We know that this process that's happening right now, brothers and sisters, allies, comrades, even the coons, you're on notice. I'm saying that to say that
Boy, this shit is strong, baby. I got this shit always going on with New York. I got Prime coughing and shit.
I like that. That was
This shit is
smooth.
strong, baby.
That was smooth. I'm
This that
saying that
Friedman
this.
strain. This that Friedman strain.
Oh yeah, that Freeman weed.
That Friedman genetic, baby.
Yeah, man.
We call it
So
1865. See, I don't need to drink no liquor with no date on it. Just this Friedman,
1865. I like that.
1865. It's a superior strain. It's
Okay,
a genetically dominant strain.
let's go. I like that.
What you have said people can't doubt what you said at all on
They
any of this
can't.
shit.
The results is in the pudding. You just look and see. You see it on a national level, even in the national media.
Yeah. What Brian say? Why vote Democrat time and time again, knowing that? Well, that's what we're discussing here, Brian. We're
Exactly.
just Freeman on Deck is a new cast that we've created. Please check out the playlist on YouTube. It's only got one video on it right now, so if you didn't catch the first video of Freeman on Deck, we've done other casts, but not titled Freeman on Deck.
Right.
But first one was Freeman on Deck. This one will be on the playlist for Freeman on Deck on YouTube for Freeman Media. Where we're starting at, because Prime and I are not at 101 level. We are higher than that, but we need to bring people in. So we haven't
Yeah.
talked about leaving the Democratic Party with Freeman on Deck yet. We've talked about it many times on other casts. We're fully prepared to show the Democrats our ass walking away somewhere else. We just don't know where yet. So that's what these discussions are about. We're not Diddy. We're not Charlemagne. We're not going to get up here and say, hey, we're going to create a political party, and then you won't see us again for 6 months. We're
Right,
about
for
to be
10
on
years.
this bitch a few times a week.
Talk about that vote or die bullshit.
Oh, come on, man. Wait a minute. What was first? Vote or die or rock the vote?
I think it was vote or die.
Okay. Vote or die.
And
Can
then
we-
he
can
came
we
up with
just delve
the
into
black
that real
vote
quick?
is not for sale. Then he came up recently with the black vote is not for sale. So that let us know prior it was for sale.
It was for sale. It did have a price tag on it.
Right. And you was one of them selling us. Did he?
Take that, take that, take that.
Bad boy. Nah. Run them juice. Come on.
We
Gotta
we
charge my
listen
shit.
to entertainers and athletes tell us about politics. When we get to talking about reparations, they all hide in that goddamn sweater that Kyle Kuzma had on.
Silence.
I mean,
Radio
I love. Excuse me. I was just smoked that I just wouldn't let go.
That was that good shit. That good.
That good shit.
That
Freeman
Freeman
was like,
box.
you ain't gonna talk. You ain't gonna talk and smoke at the same time. Enjoy one of the other. And I chose not to, and I paid for it. I could have just had a conversation, no smoke. I could have just smoked and not talked. But because I just chose to jump and never let anything out, that was the end result of that. That's why 12-year-olds don't need to be on this cast, because they don't need to be fucking seeing me choke on the chronic. The chronic is not for a 12-year-old. Unless they got epilepsy and they're doing like fucking, RSO or something. The chronic is not for a motherfucking 12-year-old. Sadi is pathetic. Hell, beyond pathetic. Who's Sadi? Want to become famous? Buy followers and viewers on bigfollows.com. Hey, want to get the fuck out of here? Eat a dick. How about that? If I want followers, they'll come. Dickhead. The fuck wrong with you? I don't like being followed. I want motherfuckers walking with me.
Let's go. Come on.
No, let him go. Let him stay. He gonna catch this fucking heat. He keep
Let's
posting
get
that
it.
bullshit.
Let's get it. Yeah, we
So
the ones over here. We the ones over here. You talk shit in the chat, you get that work. You get that Freedman work. It's never that same energy in person either. I'm telling you. I talk shit in person, I talk shit on social media, but when I'm out in the streets, no smoke.
prime legend, brother Shannon, we the ones. Not Nimmy nominated and Peter Guns.
Hey.
Don't fuck with me. I'm on one.
Hey, let's go. Bars. Freeman bars.
So, as I said, everybody owes Black Americans something. And what I think this conversation kind of encapsulates is that our struggle has been used as a trampoline.
I like that trampoline. Yeah.
I'm thinking about my granddaughter right now because she got a little trampoline in the TV room. She went
Wow.
from having a tunnel. No, she went to having a bouncer. She sat in the bouncer and played with all her toys and shit. Then she went to having a tunnel with a clubhouse. Now she's got a trampoline. She is like evolutionized over 2 years. The trampoline allows her to bounce and go high and go high and go high.
I like that.
That's what America has allowed everybody else to do except freedmen.
Right.
They've allowed
Salute to your
everybody else
granddaughter. Salute to your granddaughter. Happy Father's Day, sir.
every day, all day.
Happy Father's Day. And happy Mother's Day.
To the ladies out here who have
Especially
little ones, happy
especially
Mother's
to
Day.
our freedmen mothers and fathers. Especially to them. Not birthing parents. Mothers and fathers.
Not baby shooters. These motherfuckers have minimized a parent to a birthing parent.
Jesus Christ. So on Mother's Day or Father's Day, they want to say happy birthing parents day.
Bitch, I get. Say happy birthing parent to me one day. The day that I'm not happy Father's Day, I'm airing this whole bitch out.
As you
Let's
should.
go.
As you should. Happy Father's Day, Monte.
Shit.
Is
These
Frida Free?
motherfuckers.
Is Frida Freeman? Is she? I know she's married. So
She's a
is
mother.
she?
Yep, she's a mother.
Happy Mother's Day, Frida Friedman. Salute to you.
Happy birthing day, free.
Oh my God, yo, you ain't shit. You ain't no
My
good.
phone probably about to start going off. She might have me
You
put
ain't
this in the
no
thread.
good. You ain't no good,
She might
Shannon.
as well. She might have. She. See, you gonna take away the very essence of life.
Mm.
The essence of life is birth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Without a birth,
And
there
that
is no
comes
life.
and that comes from a woman,
Not a birther.
right? From a man and a woman, and who pushes that beautiful life force out? A woman
Not
only,
a birther.
only. Y'all could play the gender war games and difference between sex and gender. Y'all could play that game if you want. It's a objective fact that only comes from a woman, not a bussy,
Oh,
not a bussy. But yo,
so are you saying,
I wanted to touch on this because the point
please?
I was trying to make was that when we ask about what the solution is, we know the Democrats is not one of them. And we pointed out what the solution was multiple times. We pointed out multiple solutions. But we see that just voting Democrat is not a solution for our black
Right,
people and our American freedmen. Because as
right,
you can see, as we pointed out, the House of Representatives is predominantly Democrat. Yet
right.
we cannot get a reparations bill passed in the House of Representatives. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
So, if the majority of the House is Democrat and the majority of the House does not advocate for us, why do they keep getting the majority of our votes?
It's a good question.
I
They
mean,
get a major. Oh, go ahead.
no, I mean, I just wanted. That's why I just wanted to ask. That's the only thing. You're on a roll, and I've just allowed my interjection. But no, dude, where you are right now, see, people aren't understanding. Detroit just had an election. Detroit has
Mm.
670,000 people in it to 700,000, I guess.
Mm.
10% of the population voted for mayor. They got about 70,000 out. 70,000? Well, you know that's not going to be majority black people because gentrification has hit Detroit so hard. If we are a predominant part of this city, but there's only
Mm.
70,000 people voting, the most people that are voting for the other guy.
Mm. Okay.
Because he was smart enough to get his people to the polls. He got his souls to the polls.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. We don't get our souls to the polls.
Mm. We vote blue no matter who, and the reason for that is it's the consciousness, it's our way of thinking. We think that because they're Democrat, they're for poor people or black people, which is not the case as we can see historically. And just look today. We've been voting Democrat historically, yet
Right.
our conditions and our damages and our plight has not changed. And there's been
Right.
multiple Democratic presidents. There's been multiple Democratic senates, Democratic House of Representatives. This change that Obama spoke about so highly of, it got worse. It didn't change.
For us.
For us, yes, for black people.
For us. For
Or
us.
for the
We talk about it
freedmen.
got worse because there's a
Right,
lot of people out there that it didn't get worse for. So that's why they don't understand why we don't like that light-skinned motherfucker.
right. It got worse for black people, more specifically for the American freedmen population here.
Period. Oh, because the black immigrants even bubbled with Obama.
Mmm.
Black immigrants bubbled with Obama.
Mmm. Well, he
That's
does
why
have
they
an
like that nigga. That's
he
why they
does
like that nigga.
he does have an African father. He has a continental African father
Yeah,
and a European mother.
right.
So his lineage is not of American freedman lineage. He doesn't have that history, which is why he was so opposed to reparations for the American freedmen. He
Once
doesn't
again,
share that blood, sweat, and hard work equity that we have as American freedmen here in America. Neither does cop Mala Harris. She'll tell you that, oh, we celebrated Kwanzaa on Thanksgiving, which is coming up, by the way. Yet, when you see all her pictures, it's some East Indian type stuff or some Indian type pictures. And when you look at them, you know damn well they ain't celebrate no damn Thanksgiving. Stop lying. Just like how
you never
you
saw her
lied
mom. You never
about
saw her mom
listening
with
to
a.
Tupac and Snoop Dogg in 1980s when you was in college.
She had them underground mixtapes. She had them when they was just grinding in eighth grade.
Yo, yo. Oh, when Tupac was
So
doing a Humpty Hump.
in a leotard, because the motherfucker was in a performing arts school at the time.
When Tupac was doing a Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, man. That wasn't even in the 80s,
That
Kamala.
wasn't
Come
even in
on
the
now.
80s. Tupac was wearing a leotard in the 80s, dog. He went to school with Jada Pinkett and shit, who I
Oh,
really
shit.
promised to not ever really talk about ever on my
Please,
cast.
let's not even get into her. Oh, my God.
So,
Her
yeah, because everybody
entanglement.
else has.
Boom! Get the fuck
So,
out of here. We
so
gotta play that clip,
I got to
man.
get it back on, man. I got to get back on. That Bluetooth just speaker, it be
Okay.
timing out because I don't be playing shit. So, everybody owes us because they hold us.
Facts.
It's not just the POTUS.
Mmm.
It was the operandi modus. You feel me?
Mm. Woo! Don
I'm not to be
DeMarco.
fucked with when I'm thinking.
Don DeMarco.
That's the that's the most dangerous thing in the world, they said. A black man who thinks.
Let's go.
Greatest threat to American society, black unity.
That's a
Most
fact.
powerful, most dominant color, black.
Right. The fear of the black messiah. This is
Dude,
Europeans
we've got to
admitting
acknowledge
this.
our
We're,
power.
we're not making this up. This is the European power structure admitting this themselves.
Period.
We're not creating this. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This literally came out of the mouths of J. Edgar Hoover.
See, people don't like it because we don't bring up conspiracy theories, but they like it when they bring up those conspiracy theories.
Right, right, right. So
I'm not
yeah,
going to talk about CRT. I refuse to talk about CRT because I already talk about American history.
okay.
And American history ain't no motherfucking mystery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about the history of white supremacy here in America, aka CRT. This is what we do. We already answered that.
All of a sudden, American history became CRT. Like, what?
Right. We know
And
that America is the greatest country in the world, and there has been great things about America. At the same time, we must acknowledge the history and the negative aspects of America and what they have done to the black people here, the freedmen here, so that we can fix it.
right,
You don't fix a thing when you don't call a thing a thing. When you
period.
avoid and evade it. When you evade the issue.
Right.
Justice delayed is
Get
justice
the fuck
denied.
out of here!
I was just queuing it up. Sorry.
You got it. Justice delayed is justice denied. You see what I'm saying? And then they had this David Johns, who is the executive director of the National Black Justice Coalition. Now, when you hear that off the rip, you don't know that that is an LGBT organization. Because what? What's the title of it? The National Black Justice Coalition.
That
You see
sound
what
like
they
that
do?
sound like some shit. They clickbaited you on that one.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's straight up clickbaiting.
Yes. Yes. And this goes to the point that I made earlier. They use blackness as an access code, as a political cheat code, a political access code. So David Johns is a black man who just so happens to be gay or LGBT. And his quote was, if there's one thing I want the subcommittee to hear me say, it's while the beautiful, diverse black community is burdened by the problems caused by racism, black people with intersectional identities with additional nuances challenged too often get neglected and ignored. You see what he did there? He used
Well,
blackness, he included blackness in there to help benefit LGBT.
now can I play the gay devil's advocate?
Go ahead.
I'm not gay, and I'm not a devil, and I'm not even an advocate.
Hell yeah, you could do that.
All I'm saying is, could he have been? Could he have been saying this in a global matter, or did he purposely loop the freedmen struggle in with LGBTQIA life.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a great. It's a
What's the
great
name of that type? What's the name of that group again?
National Black Justice Coalition.
National Black LGBTQ Justice Coalition.
Right.
Why didn't he use that?
That's a great
How
question.
come we didn't know he was gay till he started talking?
That's a great question. And it goes to the point of when you want to get your political agenda pushed, the LGBT community within the black community is very small. And our ancestors, and we don't get discriminated or suffer from white supremacy because we're gay. Our history shows this happens to us because we are black, under the social construct of being classified as black. You see what I'm saying? Without the blackness, or when they say, black LGBT lives matter, without that black, their agenda becomes a little less strong. But when you include black, you now get to tap into that black history, that blackness, the atrocities that just happened to black people just for being black. But now you
Right,
include the LGBT element.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So this is an organization that uses our suffering, our history, our pain as a political cheat code, as an access code for the purposes to benefit the racist, not all LGBT, but the racist LGBT power structure. And those tangibles and resources go to the LGBT institutions and the LGBT communities predominantly. And then which leaves black people or black LGBT with little to nothing. How many
Right.
of that 18 million people who they polled in 2021 are black
I just want
people
to know when they went
who
around
just so
scouting
happen
gay
to be
folks.
gay? Huh?
I just want to know when they. I just want to know when they went around polling people.
I don't know, man. I'm going by what they said. You
Oh,
know,
no,
it's a great
I
question though.
believe you.
It's a
Your
great
source
question.
your source is reliable, but how did they? How did? Why was it even a stat?
Hmm.
Y'all was trying to figure out how many gay people were in America. For what? What's
To
it gonna do?
undermine,
Once you know how many there are, what you gonna do?
that's the thing though. There's LGBT people in all communities, not just the black community. But it would seem that other groups of people in other communities, they're able to separate the LGBT agenda and still be able to include them in their political agenda without undermining their group, without undermining their collective. Whereas in the black community, when we talk about all Black Lives Matter, we'll say all black LGBT lives matter. There's Asians or LGBT Asians. There's LGBT Hispanics. There's LGBT Jews. You
Right,
don't never hear them talking about what about the LGBT Jews who died in the Holocaust.
right, right.
So at the same time, we participate in the bullshit. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And we allow that to happen, which is why it's
We
very
allowed the
important.
stat.
Right.
We
Which
allowed
is
the
why
stats to be made.
this is self-inflicting wounds right there. Which is why it's important and quote unquote divisive when we get specific.
Bro, we allowed them to take us from a unit,
Agreed.
person's sexuality, who I mean, I'm not here to talk about who likes what and who approves what and families and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never been, as a collective, against gay people. You're gonna find
Facts.
your individuals that are just not gonna be able to deal with it. But for the
Facts.
most part, black people, they empathize with gay people just like pretty much like they empathize with every other situation.
Everybody else. Even killers like Dylan Roof. Matter of fact, the black church was the ones who accepted and included LGBT, the black LGBT within our community.
You didn't hear a lot of white
So-
churches doing it.
right. So how dare you say that the black community has always been hateful? Listen, when you even think about hip hop, when you even thinking about hip hop, some of the founders of hip hop were gay. You know what I mean? As far as the Zulu nations and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Young M.A. She's a rapper from Brooklyn in New York. She's hot. She's nice. Fire. You see what I'm saying? So that narrative is has always been bullshit. We've been accepting everybody. You know, Dr. John Henry Clark, our immortal ancestor, called it our beautiful humanity. Our love and compassion for just people and humanity overall. And sometimes that
Right.
has been a detriment as far as politically. That has been
Oh yeah.
detrimental to us
Absolutely.
because we'll go hard for everyone else at the expense of our own while undermining our own political self interest.
Right.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
problematic because in return, we're expecting other people to do the same for us. But that doesn't happen when they see that, oh, you willing to, sacrifice yourself for me. Okay, well, I guess you don't think you that important, so I'm gonna continue to do for my group at the expense of you.
Right.
You don't see yourself as that important, or you don't see yourself you don't want to put your interests ahead of everyone else, so I'm gonna just help you and continue to bury you politically, economically, socially, whatever. There is value in selfishness. You can't say you gotta love yourself first and then you out here loving everybody else before you love yourself.
Period.
There's nothing
Period.
wrong with being selfish in that vein. Before I love someone else, I have to love myself first. And this is what we mean by freedmen first or black first. We can't help nobody else if we can't help ourselves.
Come on, man.
Come on. It's common sense.
And
Common
to
sense.
look for somebody who has shown you time and time again they are not here to help you, we look stupid as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
We look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to tell me I'm not going to do anything that's only going to help black people, you're done. Because I know that there's specifically things that are done to only help white people, Asian people, Latinos, Native Americans, American Jews, folks from the Middle East, illegal immigrants.
Right.
There's shit done for people that are here illegally. Now, I'm saying illegal immigrants just to be concise.
Mm-hmm.
But you already know. They're not illegal immigrants. There's no such thing. They're absconders. They're fugitives from justice.
Right.
They're not political prisoners. Because then they'd go and, go right and try to get their shit right. No, they try to get over here and they'll work up under the table for 3 years, sending that bread back home. That's not a political prisoner. Explain yourself. Announce who you
Explain
are.
yourself.
So, everybody has, as I stated before, trampolined off of the backs of American freedmen
Oh
in
yeah.
mass amounts since 1965 to the present, and in very strategic amounts. And I can't go back before 1519 or 1619. So if you tell me that your parents or your people came over here before 1619, I need to see some tangible proof that you were not a part of the
Oh.
transatlantic slave trade. Because if that's how y'all got y'all bread, you get on over there with them.
I
Some
love
people
it.
know that their people benefited off of the
Of
slave
course
trade,
they know. Of course.
you know.
Of course they know. They'll play
But
dumb.
then there's others who try to play like they don't quite know their family history. Oh yeah, you know.
Of course.
You know.
Of course they know.
So, but brother,
I think we made some good time tonight, man. Great build
I
as
I
usual.
I see something here, and I know that when we look at like BTP, and we look at other casts that are out there. There's larger platforms, and they got it, shined up a little bit more. But I'll be goddamn if anybody's coming with the fire
Mm-hmm.
to where we can't say we're holding our own. Oh, I
Oh
want to
yeah.
give you something before we get out of here. That's why I turned it back on. I
Okay.
I am not disrespecting anybody that's out here on what I guess they've named it Black consciousness. All I'm saying is I'm a freedman and I want what's mine and I'm coming for what's mine and I'm not afraid to say that.
As you
I would just
should.
wish there would be so many more to say it. Don't
Yeah.
hide behind your status.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't hide behind your status because your status can be taken away in a moment's notice. The one status they can't take away from you is your freedman status.
Facts. You're
So let
born
me
into
show you
that.
this before we get out of here. Just once again,
Kid, get the fuck out of here!
okay, that's our disclaimer for no kids in here.
We
But
gotta
what I
start
want
it
to
off with
do,
that.
is I want to play this. I've played it before in my cast. It's not new, but people got to understand this is an Asian woman speaking about Asian and black people. That's all I'm going to say.
Go into a black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses or restaurants or liquor store owners, and vice versa. You don't go into Asian neighborhoods without seeing black customers and black clients that keep our businesses alive. And
I'm going to let you hear it one more time because she's slick with it. Listen closely.
go into a black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses or restaurants or liquor store owners, and vice versa. You don't go into Asian neighborhoods without seeing black customers and black clients that keep our businesses alive. And
So hopefully you caught it. She was talking
She was
fast, but
slick.
I was listening slow.
Yeah, she was slick.
She
She
said, you
thought
don't
she
go
was
into a
low.
black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses thriving with black customers. You don't go into a black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses thriving with black customers. And you don't go into an Asian neighborhood with Asian businesses without seeing black customers. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this picture?
Common denominator is black customers in both neighborhoods.
Any
Both
black
neighborhoods.
businesses?
Nope. Didn't hear none of that. Didn't hear no Freedmen businesses over there. Not in that
Can
conversation.
I run it one more time?
Hell yeah. Let's
We
do
might
it.
have missed it. We might
Hell
have
yeah.
missed it.
Let's do it. She was talking fast.
Go into a black neighborhood without seeing Asian businesses or restaurants or liquor store owners, and vice versa. You don't go into Asian neighborhoods without seeing black customers and black clients that keep our businesses alive. And
Oh, shit. Did you hear it?
I heard that.
She said, keep their businesses alive.
Mm-hmm.
She said black people keep Asian businesses alive.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say white people.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say Latino people.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say people from the Middle East. Nigga, she didn't even say Asians.
Mm. Serious face. The Freedman's
She
face.
said black people keep our businesses alive.
Facts.
Because here's the thing. That's also the name of this show, but that's not the name of this show. The name of this show is Freedmen on Deck. This is the name of this channel on Haps. Here's the thing. I'm going to change it, though. I'm going to change it back to Freedmen Media. So
Okay.
everybody knows. It's a new platform. They fucked everything up, and they got pink hearts flying by my goddamn head. I can change the name if I want to, goddamn it.
Do your thing. I support it, regardless. You know I'm rocking with you.
She said, we keep their businesses alive.
Mm-hmm. That's what
Asian
she said.
people keep black businesses alive?
No, they do not.
Why we keep their businesses alive, but they don't keep our businesses alive? I'll wait. I'm going to wait because I ain't got no more weed. Hold on a second.
That's a great question. I thought there was an alliance going on. Allies make things mutually beneficial.
Well, when it's black and brown people, but when it's just brown people, the black get left off.
That's a fact. You know that's a name, Ann Brown. You know that's a name, Ann Brown. Salute to Josh from BTP. Well, I'm always hearing that name, Ann Brown. Ann Brown. Ann Brown. But you never hear Ann Black. You never hear Jews in Black with the Holocaust.
Is that Jules Santana's brother?
I'm sure the Germans didn't like black Germans. I mean the Nazis, they didn't like black people in Germany.
They like
See what
German
I'm saying?
chocolate cake?
Huh?
They like German chocolate cake?
I don't know. I don't like cake. I like the
You're
other
a cookie
cake.
guy, aren't you? You a
I
cookie
like
guy?
I love cookies.
Okay. Some people are just cookie people.
I love cookies.
I'm a cake guy if the cake is moist. That's about the
Oh.
only thing that I like moist in my life.
Pause.
I don't need no moisture.
I don't eat cake, but I love cookies. Love cookies. But I like the other type of cakes, them Freedman cakes from our Freedman women's.
Yeah.
I like
and you
women's,
eat
y'all.
and you eat cakes too.
I like women's, y'all.
You eat cakes too. You've been delivered.
I am delivered.
Wear your mask.
I like women's, y'all. I am delivered. I
Wear
like women's
your
now.
Math. I
And you
don't
know,
care what you do, but wear your mask.
it's alright. I don't care how you get here. Just get here. And you know I like the cookies. Freedman cookies, of course. Oh
So,
shit.
how many times you want to do this a week, man? Let's put it out there so we can tell people where we gonna be, what we gonna do. How many times you want to do this shit a week?
I can't give a number. Like it depends, like what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. But I'm willing to do it as much as possible. Maybe what 3 times a week? How about that?
That's a good number to start with, and then maybe
Yeah,
have a couple pop up shows here and there.
yeah. Maybe
You
like
know,
two,
set
three
them good.
times a week.
Yeah, I'd like to billboard these bitches.
Hell
So
yeah.
I guess we need to billboard them on YouTube because Haps done took all that feature away. We can't billboard shit the way we used to on Haps.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
At least I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to.
As my Dominican friend Willis would say, that's a crazy.
I'm looking for a way to us to have this type of vibe, keep everybody where we are, and keep moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
and pick up
Agree.
people along the way. We already know
Right.
everybody's not coming.
Build and grow. Exactly. We can't save everybody. That's okay. It is what it is. That's nothing
Everybody's
new.
not coming.
That's nothing new.
Right.
We can't save
Right.
everybody. Are you receptive to the message? Are you willing to listen with the information presented to you and then come to your
Right.
own conclusions and ride this Freedman wave with us together? You know, because this movement is not an individual movement. Shannon and myself are only one of or only two of many. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
We are not trying to push this movement. We are trying to aid the message and control our narrative because it's going to get more and more difficult for people to be able to speak freely out here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we need to gravitate towards being able to control our messages
Mhm.
in our settings. As Tony D says, it's not the goal to get big on YouTube, it's to become independent of YouTube.
That's a fact. Have our
I mean,
own.
eventually you leave home, baby.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually you leave home. You know, some people leave at 18, some people leave at 22. You know, Lamont Sanford, he never left. He moved out a couple times, but he moved right back home.
mm, 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 mm.
So we got to go home, get our people, and we got to get the fuck out of here. We've got to leave this democratic house.
Mhm.
There's no more giving them a second chance. Dude, they've shown their whole ass on
That's a
this.
fact. That's a fact.
All I heard was, we get the presidency, we'll have the House, we'll have the Senate.
They only
Freeman
want
have
our
nothing. Oh shit,
votes.
he's yawning. He's yawning, y'all. He's yawning. We're not gonna have another one of these episodes.
I'm always yawning, man. Even when I'm not
Yeah.
tired.
No, you ain't always yawning.
Nah, I
Last
ain't.
time, you had little Tweety birds and shit above your head.
I
I was like,
was looking.
Prime,
I was
Prime.
looking like you. I was like,
I was like, is he trying to imitate me? I'm like, Prime, you
yo.
there? You there, dog? And it was so funny because you had laid back and you was chilling and you was answering. And it was just one question. We got to one question and your ass didn't answer. I was like, uh-oh, I think he's gone.
What question was that? Damn, my bad,
It was
yo.
at the end, dog. I only stayed on like 2 minutes after just to say goodbyes. And somebody
Damn.
mentioned in the chat, like, I think Prime is asleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, yup. I was like, see, that's what happens when the old nigga takes over.
I must have KO'd, man. My bad.
God, it was so funny because I thought
Tyson
you was
got
really
me.
awake still until you didn't answer a question. Because you was like, yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. And next thing you know, you didn't answer that fucking question. So I was like, damn.
I wonder what
Hey,
that
man,
question
for real.
was.
I need to do something. I need to do something before we get up out of here. I know I'm going to get a YouTube strike. So, YouTube, I'm not trying to make any money off this motherfucker.
Don't
I'm
do
not
it.
trying to
Don't
make any
do it.
money off this motherfucker.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We gotta play the game smart.
I'm gonna pay homage. No, I gotta do it.
All right.
Because if I don't do it, if I don't do it,
Somebody else
I'm
will.
not real. I'm not real.
All right. We know you real though, whether you do it or not.
I met him twice. Met him. But I've listened to his music. I mean, he was a trendsetter and we didn't even fucking know it.
Mm.
He changed the game and we didn't even know it at the time till now we can look back and say, damn, this is what we had in our midst.
Mm. Mm. You building it up. The suspense.
2 days ago, it was the anniversary of the brother from a much riddled city, a city that has been marginalized, that has just been beat to hell with poison.
Mm.
Our knowledge of it since 2014, I'm sure many, many years before that.
Mm-hmm.
But well before we heard about the Flint water crisis, Flint had somebody that they could actually say they were proud of who put Flint on as his own.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to salute him. 2 days ago was the anniversary of his death. I was working with him today. This whole week is going to become Breed Week. Shout
Mm.
out to Iron May who plays his song and plays the hook where it comes in. He says, paint my White House black. I know why he does that. Appreciate that. I'd love to hook him up with Breed's DJ and have him on his cast so G can talk about Breed. But that's a whole nother situation. But
Mm.
I'm going to do what I need to do to pay homage to
Okay.
the brother. Freedman, you
Respect.
put your little young ass up on it because I know you ain't. I know you like you out here swimming. You swimming. You're like, where's he going with this?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the brother.
I could swim though. I'm nice.
Oh, I was listening to this shit. I caught it in the middle. I do not own the rights to this music. YouTube,
Fair play.
Facebook, Twitter, hit it.
Sound hard, sound funky, people gon' dance to. Give the record a second and a chance to. Hitting people like a scene of a maze. And while they slipping back, my feet is planted in the pavement. Crumble like I never do. So now I'm looking dead at you. What are you gonna do? You listen to the knowledge of a scholar. You say how I breathe, tell them how I holler. I'm the E double, and I proclaim my name straight up. Good gang, peeps all game. I'm like a rhino running through the.
I do not own the rights to this song, motherfuckers.
The microphone is who lasts the longest
And who's the strongest?
It ain't a game, it's plain to see. You listen to the sounds of Breed.
At the DFC. To all you coons out here, ain't no future in your front. I never got caught with a kilo.
And if you ever do, yo, whenever be with
Me, yo.
serving in the Cherokee, or maybe it's a
Geo.
Like I'm Black Ben, so we'll get it up for me, yo. Never have to worry about my posse getting jumped. Cause if we ever do, yo, TB, pop the trunk. Cause we don't go for playing when I play the rapper ball. When I'm on the mic, I ain't for playing not at all. Cause I clock 10 G's the week, booming at my peak. Always see E sober, but I do get geek. I can give you a job, a place to eat. Hardy, meet your homeboy Marty at a B.O.B. Party taking over. Barking like a dog named Zane. I'm picking suckers like a 4-leaf clover. Everybody knows on the mic, this is Cobras. So now they saying they breeders get no.
I do not own the rights, bitches.
Fair play.
I'm the B, the R to the double E-T. And down with my homie G-A-S-N-O-P. Suckers cause them static cause they still be disagreeing. I don't give a, cause I'm from F-L-I-N-T in the city. Where plenty runs low. If you ever shoot through my city, now you know. Cause we is strictly business and we also got a pride. And if you don't like it, I suggest you break wide. Suckers study looking for the M-O-N-E-Y. Thinking that illegal is the best for legal. I ain't got time to see that thing chain out. To give up all his money and to give up what he got. That's the way I am, MCB cannot be different. Never change the ways for the world or the government. If I was the president, then I would state the facts. You leave it up to me, I paint the White House black and ain't no future in your front. There ain't no future in your front. I got dollars in my pocket, not from rolling. If I was a fiend, then my gold would be stolen. Put my name Breed on everything I own. And when I get my Jeep, I'm putting Breed on the chrome. Shine it up good, kick it through my neighborhood. Motorola phone, fat rims and a Kenwood. To get around it, and then I'll have to drop. Just because the rotten people think I'm selling rocks, but ain't no future in your front. There ain't no future in your front. Yo, Flash, we ain't clocked that.
So,
True to the rules of the world. Live my life raw, cause I never liked the law. Put top tens on my ass, shoes, jeans. Selling big gates, tip for tat to the fiends. Got much dollars, but I never break a sweat. Time to move out, my posse saying that. You got my back and I got yours. What time is it?
tear down the doors. There ain't no future in your front.
There ain't no future in your front.
What, cuz? So yeah, man. This shit right here. This is kind of when my life changed.
Hmm.
I was
Okay.
dealing with the first business I was ever affiliated with as an owner.
Hmm. Okay.
A lot of things happened just during this period, during this time, you know? And so it brings up a lot of memories back then, living this shit out real life, like, you know? And I never tried to be like something that I wasn't. So I always resonated with this song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was 21,
Nostalgic.
I was selling ribs and chicken. Motherfuckers are selling cocaine and heroin. I get it.
Damn.
But I never fronted like I was a dope dealer.
Mm-hmm.
You want this slab? You want this slab, motherfucker? You want this 12 piece?
Ain't
What
no
you want, a hot
future for
Lincoln
your
drive?
fronting.
I was proud.
Ain't
I
no
was
future
proud to
for
do
your
that. Not
fronting.
say it again.
Ain't no future for your fronting.
Nothing. I never saw a reason for it. I wanted to be legitimate. I sought legitimacy. Now, did I know drug dealers? Absolutely. They ate at
Of course.
the spot.
Of course.
I grew up with them. It was what it was. They did what they did. I did what I did. They lose money gambling. They had to go sell some more dope. I lose money gambling. I got to go cook some more fucking chicken
And ribs.
and ribs and fish.
Man, you making me hungry again, as usual.
Oh, here we go. See, that still happened last time. He got hungry, he got sleepy, and then we were like, okay. Then the
Damn.
credits started rolling.
I can't wait. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a good little family gathering. Me and the Freedman family over here.
Y'all
Can't
gonna
wait.
do it on Wednesday?
Nah, tomorrow. I'm gonna go see
Oh, so you already in the Thursday. You already thinking.
yeah, man. You got me thinking about that food, yeah.
You already putting us into Wednesday. See, I'm still in Tuesday. Even though I know it's after 12, I'm still in Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Until I lay down for a few hours, like 3 probably, wake up, take a
What?
shower, and now
3
don't
in the
shave
morning?
much. No, I'm going to get about 3 hours of sleep. I'm going to go home and watch TV
Oh,
for a couple hours.
okay.
And I don't go right to sleep when I go home. I'm too wound up. And then I watch a couple TV shows, watch the DVR, see what's on. and then I'll dig into something probably like go through social media, go through all my shit, and then I pass out. 3 or 4 in the morning, wake up, 7:30, shower, do it all over again, bro. It's life. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. So I don't even perpetuate the madness that I'm waiting for somebody to fucking save me.
Right.
I know nobody's going to save me. And I don't look at what the United States government owes me and the rest of my freedmen brothers and sisters as saving.
Let's go. Come on.
It's remittance, bitch.
Come on. Come on.
Pay me what you owe me.
It's old. Yeah. It's old. It's not really difficult to understand.
Not at all.
It's really not.
But we're not going to get anything if we don't unify as a collective and stop hitching our wagon on other people's wagons to help them. Because you got to understand, if we hitch on to somebody else's wagon, we're pulling that motherfucker.
Yeah. Or they kicking us
Ain't
off.
nobody pulling black Americans anywhere.
Yeah. Or they kicking us off when we get on.
Well, how dare you try to get on their wagon,
Right.
seeing that they probably got their wagon from the repo lot from when we lost one. And then like they came over here with a wagon, they swam over here. They don't have a wagon when they come over here.
Right.
They get a wagon from the wagons that we lost because we were unable to pay for them because we ain't got no fucking jobs.
Yeah. No money,
Meanwhile,
no wealth.
Ford Motor Company sends 5,000 jobs to Kentucky.
No
But
money,
this is
no
supposed to be
wealth.
the Motor City.
Mm.
We are now the motorless city.
Mm-hmm.
Take your headquarters down to Kentucky too, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna take 5,000 jobs up out of the state's ass and give them to Kentucky? You better give them motherfuckers dental, because ain't none of them got more than 14 teeth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody in Kentucky got more than 14 teeth.
Oh God. Yo.
Bitch ass motherfucker. How you gonna take a goddamn automobile company out of the Motor City and send it to Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
All the land and shit right around Metro Detroit that you could build that plant and hire people from the city of Detroit who need those jobs, who need that security. They going down there to help them sockets free. They going down there to help them dry sockets. I'm past the bullshit, Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm past it. So I feel like we need to speak on our shit. And of course we're gonna delve into other shit, but it all comes back to us. Every time we venture down the Kyle Rittenhouse lane, we're not venturing down it because we want to talk about the results and the strategies and all that shit of the trial. The initial shit is he was there to kill black people.
Mm-hmm.
So we should
Exactly.
care. Therefore, we should care.
Right.
Kyle Rittenhouse went to Kenosha to kill black people.
Right.
He just got attacked with a motherfucker with a gun and a skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
Black people knew what was going on. We know what crazy white people look like.
Mm-hmm.
They carry guns and had their hat on backwards. Come on now.
Right. Right.
They walk down the street yelling white power.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not be naive here. He went there to kill black folks. He's a white supremacist. He's a race soldier. Come on, man. I mean, so when we delve into shit that's non-black on the statistics side, doesn't mean that it doesn't have an angle that directly affected freedmen. Because this directly affected Jacob Blake is a freedman. He took 7 bullets to the back. And his uncle, who was high up in the Bethel AME church, they got ties to church right here in my hometown. They prayed on it. These church niggas praying on shit while we get gunned down in the street. Man, y'all need to keep that shit to yourselves. I mean, y'all not even as thorough as the motherfuckers that was marching back in the day. At least them church motherfuckers, they got busy back in the day. Martin Luther King and all them, they was all church people. They was about that life. You muted. You muted.
Oh yeah, I was just co-signing. I was like, yeah, they got busy. They got down for their crown.
But
They was with the shits.
these church niggas don't do shit.
Yeah, they was with the shits.
But wear them wide leg pants and them wide ass ties.
And them big ass hats after Labor Day.
Them motherfuckers wearing them
You
damn
see the
10
same
gallon
ones.
fedoras.
The ones who only come during Christmas and Labor Day. Or what is it? Christmas and Easter, right? Or some shit?
Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
Christmas and Easter.
Christmas and Easter.
They got 2 suits. You know what I think we could do, Prime?
2 suits.
I think we can make a mint on this. Don't tell nobody else about this idea.
Oh shit.
We need to make a reversible suit. Make one for Easter, one side for Easter, and one side for Christmas.
Yo, I'm done. I'm done. It's over. Show's over.
And sell them bitches. And sell
The
them
show's over.
bitches.
We going after the black church. The show's over. The show's over.
Wait a minute. And then when we have to flip it, when we got to flip the suit inside out, instead of getting another pair of gaiters, we'll just have a gator wrap.
Oh my god.
Just like you used to have a skate cover and shit. You know, when you roller skated, you had a skate cover.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody had a skate cover because they didn't want nobody to know they had rentals. But, you know, if your mama bought you skates, she wouldn't have bought you them ugly-ass orange wheels. And your skate stopper wouldn't have been all jacked up like Bobby Brown shit, like jazz plate.
Listen, Bobby Brown was looking fly back then, you know? He was getting all the ladies.
I think Bobby Brown started the trend because he was on cocaine.
That was his prerogative.
That was his shit, dog. When Bobby just went ramped up, I think Bobby was doing a line, and while the dude was cutting his hair and shit, and Bobby was like,
he was stealing a lot of people's girls with that ramp.
Dog.
They was riding that wave. They was riding that ramp. When
ramp.
They saw him backstage. They knew what time it was.
And it was just the ramp. But when he went and got the S curl and put the S curl in it,
every little step I take, you
couldn't tell him nothing.
There.
You couldn't tell him nothing. Peanut,
Right.
give me some of that Dick Gregory.
Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I got bronchitis. Show's over. Show's over. We attacking black people now. Show's over.
Hey man, all I'm saying, I believe what we have here is a special situation, and we just need to keep it up. And I just want everybody to be reminded.
Hey, kid, get the fuck out of here.
And just in case the people in the back didn't hear it, because I know this is almost like a service. So I want to make sure that the people in the back pews hear it.
Hey, kid, get the fuck out of here.
I don't give a fuck what HAP says with their community guidelines and they're letting 12-year-olds up on the platform. I don't want you on my fucking cast.
Let's go.
If you're not old enough to be stupid and vote Democratic, get out of here. Because I know I ain't got no conservative voters here. I know I only got soon-to-be clowns, Democratic voters. And we can't even badger up and get an independent in here. Supposedly we got all these Democrats, but how come somebody can't venture into the independent side and say, you know what? I'm going to run this shit the right way and go independent and leave Democrat, leave Republican. Because they're all about the fucking numbers. Nobody has the balls. So when I see those independent guys knowing out there, I mean, they go independent, I got to give them credit. I give them more credit than just you being one of the 19 Democratic or Republican candidates.
Yeah.
Because those guys know they don't have a fucking chance.
Pretty much.
But they go out there. But I believe if we could find the strong ones, you know, some of them just have some really weird views and it just knocks them off. I've heard some decent, is it libertarian?
Yeah, I think that's one of them.
That's one of them. I heard some people on that side. And then when they talk just independent, you know, don't you have to have some type of direction?
Of course.
And personally, a lot of my views, because I come from a freedman family, freedmens are conservative by nature.
Facts. That's a fact. Yeah, black people are definitely more conservative than anything. Yeah.
But we've been socially engineered into believing that we are liberal, uber liberal, which is so fucking false.
Yeah.
Freedmen are not uber liberal on shit. We're just not.
Agreed.
And when we try to act that way, our culture comes back before our color. I always say, and I change a year, I don't just get stuck, but I always say, it can be 2021 in the house. But in my mind, it's 1955. You gonna respect parental figures in the house.
Absolutely.
You don't run shit, but
Fact.
your mouth.
That's a
As a
fact.
minor. And you can run your mouth all you want, but just understand you're going to respect the parental figures in the house. And I'm saying parental figures not to be global like birthing parent, but it's not always mama and daddy in that bitch.
That's true. That's true.
But whoever's running the household, they get the respect. And if you can't give the respect up, that doorknob takes a 3/4 turn.
That's right. Let the door hit you.
Please. Because so many kids out here now are literally, they're lawless, bro. They're lawless.
Yeah.
They do. Did you see the shit about the kid slapping the black teacher? The white girl slapping the black teacher?
I didn't see about that, but I heard about some challenge about slapping the teacher challenge or some shit like that.
I'm so sick. I'm so sick of these challenges. Because
Yeah,
it's
that was one of the
always something
challenges. That's like a
perpetuated.
new challenge now. You like smack the teacher challenge, some shit like that.
What?
Yeah, hold on, hold on, cause it was crazy.
Man, see this kind of shit right here. This is what this is. And
Yeah, that
I
was one
bet
of
you
the
they got.
challenges.
I bet you they got several black kids doing it.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I
So
was
you're gonna have a
watching
couple
the.
black kids going to jail for assault and battery, for
Yeah,
assaulting a school teacher.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
all a trap, dude. That's part of the school to prison pipeline too.
Facts. The playground
They're
to prison
producing criminals
pipeline.
in school.
Yeah, the playground to prison pipeline.
Jeez.
Hmm. If they don't kill us, if they don't
Yeah,
kill
because
us,
we can't set it
they'll
apart. We can't set it
systematically
apart.
incarcerate us. If they don't kill us,
Right.
they'll systematically incarcerate us, which is the new slavery. Because the 13th Amendment, it didn't abolish slavery if he was a criminal. And how is there more black men in prison than there is black men in prison all over the world in America? See what I'm
That's a
saying?
hell of a stat.
You see what I'm saying?
More black men in prison in the United States than all over the world combined.
Explain that. Come on now. We know the answer to that.
That's a hell of a
So
stat, bro.
yeah. So slavery still exists now. It's just in the form of mass incarceration.
Let me just play off of what you just said. We we have the most imprisoned black male population in prison in the world, in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And there are countries in Africa.
Mm.
United States is part of the North American continent.
Mm-hmm.
There are countries in the continent in Africa that are bigger than the United States.
Facts.
Way more black people in those countries.
Facts.
But we still imprison more people, more black people in a prison here, even though they
Mm-hmm.
have more black people in those countries, period.
Mm-hmm. And
How the fuck is that so?
we only make up 13% of the population here in America.
And they'll make up 80, 90% in a country in Africa and
Right.
still won't have as many motherfucking black people in prison as we do in the United States.
Right.
Y'all don't get the fuck out of here. We literally, that's actually almost undoable. You can go through every country in the continent of Africa. There's always going to be more black people than 13% of the population, even if you find a country that's the same size as America. You're not going to find less than 50% population in a country in Africa of black people.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese and the white ones are over there, but they still ain't eclipsed over 50% in any country in Africa. Period.
Mm-hmm.
They have not. They have not. But we have more black people in prison in America? America's not a racist country.
According to
Where
Kamala
Tim
Harris.
Scott at? Where Tim Scott at now? How come Tim Scott didn't have a fucking word about the Rittenhouse verdict? How come Daniel Cameron didn't have a statement about the Rittenhouse verdict? How come,
Mm-hmm.
what's that country ass nigga in Wisconsin? Sheriff David Clark?
Oh God.
The nigga that wears the cowboy hat.
Jesus.
He's in Wisconsin, ain't he?
I can't remember. I think
Where's
what
he at on this?
was he in
Did he
Texas?
say that
No.
Kyle was just defending himself?
Wasn't he in Texas? No.
No, he's Wisconsin, nigga. Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. I
Mm.
thought he was where Philando was, but maybe I could be wrong on that.
That's where Brett Favre made his name. After he said he was tired of hearing about all this Black Lives Matter stuff.
It's amazing because he's from Mississippi.
Yeah. No
So that,
surprise there.
no surprise there.
No surprise there. He from the deep, deep south. He don't want to hear that nigga
Deep
shit.
South.
He
Brett
don't want
say
to hear.
nigga.
Yeah, he don't want to hear
Brett,
that nigga
Brett,
shit.
Brett says nigga. Yeah. You couldn't tell me 1 minute that Brett don't use the word nigga at least 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Brett's in Mississippi.
Allegedly, we don't know. We can't prove it.
Well, we don't
Allegedly.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we don't know. We can't prove it.
Well, I think he's there because that's where he cheated people out of money, millions of dollars.
Mm.
You do know about that, right?
I was unaware.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just go ahead and end on this. We already said we're going to cite things. We're going to have resources.
Yeah.
Brett Favre money scandal. Mississippi money. Brett Favre repaid Mississippi $600,000 in state welfare funds.
Wow. How much
Had
again?
repaid huh?
How much was it again?
Brett Favre received the money from the Mississippi Community Education Center, a nonprofit organization, and speaking fees for appearances that he never made.
Wow.
He was supposed to speak and he didn't speak and he took the money anyway. From a welfare center.
It's crazy. This man already got money. Why is he even cheating people? Like, come on, man. What's going on?
Where's the outrage there?
Great
How come
question.
there's no outrage for Brett Favre cheating poor people of Mississippi?
Great question. Come on now.
I mean, I need to know how Brett is able to get paid money for not speaking.
Right. Some bullshit.
He didn't make money for not throwing a football. He never made $1 for not throwing a football. He made money throwing a football. He had to perform to make that money. Why did they pay Brett even though he didn't perform? How many black people you know get paid ahead of time?
You know that ain't. You know that ain't happening.
I mean, this is why they don't like me when I talk.
We definitely don't get paid when we don't show up to work.
Come on, man. And you better work
Sometimes
at a
we don't.
plant. You better be in a
Some,
union.
sometimes we don't get paid when we show up to work.
This is true. There's no guarantee you're going to get a check even if you do show up.
Yeah.
They're like, you can take a chance if you want.
Bullshit.
So, let's shoot for 3 times a week.
I'm with
I
that.
take it this is the first time. This is Tuesday. So we got between now and Saturday night at midnight to produce 2 more shows.
Okay.
I think we can do it because I think the time is on our side.
I know we can. I know you can. Ain't that what Beyonce said? I know you can. Fresher than
It's so funny that
you.
she has
Fresher than
really slid into
you.
the back, like, and just she's letting Blue Ivy build her brand, bro.
That's how you do it. They smart. They are bosses. Both
Beyonce ain't worried
mogul.
about making no goddamn records right now. She's just watching her girl bubble.
It's what it's supposed to be because Beyonce ain't gonna be here forever. So now you passing that on to the legacy.
Right.
You building her up because we already know who Beyonce is. Now we got the daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z. Time to build her up now.
She's like, let me go ahead and show you how to get this real bread, Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Get this
Yeah.
real Skrilla.
That's right.
Because she's like, Mama ain't going to shake her ass forever.
That's a damn
So let me
fact.
go ahead and show you how to get this real bread.
That's a fact.
They done built
Generational
that girl
wealth.
a fucking brand. I forgot what they said she's worth personally now. It's something crazy.
That's right,
Something
Frida.
ludicrous.
Generational wealth. Good night, Kimmy. Kimmy Callie.
We about to get up out of here. We ain't gonna straggle and shit straggle out like bums. We all gonna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody's been in the chat. Prime Legend. Once again, you did your thizzle.
Shannon, you always do your thing. We did it together. I appreciate you, man, and this platform, man. So glad we met. And that's one of the good things about social media. It does make the world smaller. As much as I don't like it, that's one of the good things I do like about it. And you met me in the chat as Michael Jordan. I'm still the GOAT. And we've been building ever since.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize a lot of the times that we were talking that it was you, ended up being obviously Prime Legend here. And I try to tell people, I'm like, there's a lot of people that talk and you just don't know who they are sometimes. So sometimes you just really got to go out on, it's not going out on a limb. I wouldn't say going out on a limb. But
Secrets.
yeah, but you just have to, sometimes you gotta open your mind up to just have a conversation with a motherfucker. You just don't know what's going to actually come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I felt like, let's try to put this shit together like in a more formatted way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we ain't sitting up, in the studios with the mics and all that stuff just yet, but that's coming.
Not yet. I hope so, man. I look
Yeah,
forward
that's
to that,
that's
man.
coming. I just
We
right
continue to
now,
build.
I just want to get the message out there. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta get back in the lane. I feel that people are coming aboard once again. Shout out to BTP, the Freedmen Collective, anybody producing content that's talking about repair of freedmen, strategies for freedmen, real shit. Not none of that goofy ass shit. Because I'm only 30 minutes in, and I think Cynthia G is already on like strike 9.
Mm.
She done said some greasy shit 9 times in the first 30 minutes of this interview with Storm Moreau. So I'm going to go, you know what? That's what I'm going to go home and do. I'm
Okay.
going to go watch the rest of that bitch.
Okay.
Because I've already watched 30 minutes of it, and that whore has talked so greasy about freedmen men. Oh my God.
She's the worst.
She has taught, she, is her husband black or white?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if she was with a white man.
I don't
Colonized.
know if she is or not. And I mean, if her husband is black, he's a henpicked ass nigga. Cause she don't want no alpha male.
Mm.
Cynthia G
Mm.
ain't taking alpha cop.
Mm. Mm.
She might be strapping on her husband
Pegging. Pegging
because
him while he looks in the camera and
yeah,
takes it.
she's not the type to me. It seems like she's letting anybody really nail that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, she ain't letting no real brother nail it cause
Yeah.
he pulled that wig off.
Oh, he nailing it, and then he leaving her.
Right. With
And
her with
we
her wig in his hand.
yeah, we nailing it, and then we out. That's a smash and dash. Ain't nobody taking that serious.
I need to leave with a handful of that bundle. I don't know why black women would even think she could be remotely empowering.
Because it takes away the accountability from them, and it gives them the rule for women. What's the number one rule? What's rule number one? Blame men. Blame men. Rule number one, blame men. Blame the man.
And she puts that on Front Street, bro.
Oh yeah.
Everything is a man's fault. And black men are catered to in this country at epic proportions.
I
Yeah,
wish.
she's She's mad dangerous, bro.
She is lost.
She's
And
mad dangerous.
she know what she's doing too. This
Oh
isn't
yeah,
her
she
being
knows what she's
stupid.
doing.
Yeah, this ain't her
She
being
knows what she's
stupid.
doing. She's on that goofy shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I can just see her and Candace Owens just high fiving. You
Fact.
got him, girlfriend. You got him,
Fact.
girlfriend.
While their European husbands is tag teaming them. High fiving.
Why she beating her wig and Candace brushing her
Word.
motherfucking split ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay.
Definitely.
We know who's on our side.
Colonized. But this is why we have Freedmen sisters like Shanna Kim, Frida Freedman, Cynthia McDonald. You know what I'm saying? Roz. You see? We got women like that who's on our side.
Soldier.
And they'll bring that heat to that coon and bed wench of a Cynthia G.
I just don't understand why we're it.
It is what it is.
That's why we got to keep digging. That's why we got to keep strategizing. But most of all, we've got to unify.
I agree.
If we don't unify, we're fucked up in this game, bro.
Freedmen
We can
unity.
talk all the shit we want to. If we don't come
Freedmen
together.
Freedmen conscious unity.
Did you see that funky ass fat Roland Martin talking about how we're attacking Kamala is attacking black women? She's not black. How is attacking Kamala attacking black? She's one of the most influential Asians in the world. She's not black.
He's a code switcher. She's a code switcher. And I mean that when I say code switch, I'm talking about in the negative way, the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to mean as in a disingenuous type of person.
Absolutely.
A very disingenuous type of person. You go by with who the crowd is and you pander to them in that moment. You're never true to yourself. Ever.
She had a plan. She had a plan, bro.
You're never true to yourself, and you go by who you go by who to please in that particular moment, but behind closed doors you talk shit about that same people you was just pandering to, and you
She
use
talks
those
about black
people
people.
to further your agenda, your political agenda.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So when you got a room full of black people, you are. Yeah, I might have to go soon. Yeah, that was me. I might have to go soon. Hold on.
I know you had a curfew. My fault.
No, I ain't got no curfew. Watch your mouth, man.
Young
Watch
lady.
that.
Your woman just told you to get off the live. Your woman just pulled a Jill Biden.
Hell
Joe was
no.
like, oh, I gotta go, guys. Jill's got a podcast when he was on a
Listen,
goddamn stream.
listen.
That
I
right
run
there
the.
should have nullified him from running for president.
Mm.
Nigga, we trying to vote for you, and you got to get off so your wife can talk shop with Martha Stewart and somebody. We talking about real shit, tangible benefits, and you talking about we got to shut it down, guys, because Jill's got to get up. She's got a Zoom with Martha Stewart. And there's a bitch.
That is a bitch.
You got a problem with that? You ain't black.
Right. How dare you? If you thinking about voting for Trump, you ain't black.
Dog.
Man, listen. We gotta keep it. We
I,
gotta
I,
keep
I,
it PG over here, but we can't get too crazy. But that type of talk right there, whew, man. I just say I wish I was around in person when he say stupid shit like that.
come on, man. All right, man. I don't want your girl to call you again. I know I'm gonna get you off the phone.
Say what?
That text she just said, "Hurry up and get the fuck off that live."
Never that. She know what it is. She know what it is. She know dick drive this car, not pussy. Okay. Freedman
She
did.
said, "You better get over here and reparate this ass." All right,
Freedman,
dog. I'll holler at you
Freedman
tomorrow,
Dick.
man.
Freedman Dick drives this car, not pussy.
if she texts you again, your signal's gonna drop.
Yo, chill.
They'll be
Listen,
like, they be like, Prime's down. I'll be like, Prime's down.
listen, man.
All right, Pam. I'll see you later. That Buster up there flexing again. So you see how he paused? He's not even doing anything. He's just making me watch the t-shirt.
Not even. I was
Whatever,
actually
nigga.
getting my food from the oven. That's why.
Whatever. Man,
Listen,
I'm
you
gonna get
can
up out
whatever
of
you
here.
want. This is my food. I ain't lying.
Oh, you got some pizza?
Yeah.
You didn't have to cuss the pizza driver out tonight? That was some funny shit when you did that night.
Yeah, man. I wasn't lying.
I remember what he say? What he trying to do? Get you to come downstairs and he wasn't even there?
Yeah, man, that bullshit. I hate that
Why would
shit.
he do that though? What's that gonna do besides piss you off?
Because niggas is stupid. That pisses me off, like, to the fullest.
Dog, if you have me come downstairs and you're not down there waiting with my hot pizza pie, we got problems.
That's what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. I don't play that shit.
Don't tell me to pull up if you ain't already pulled up. You should be the first to get here. And then you hit the buzzer and say, hey, I'm downstairs. You don't call me and say, hey, can you come downstairs? Oh, okay, you downstairs? No, I'm on my way. Bitch! Call me when you pull up.
Yeah, that's how they should do it. You know, but they've gotten better with that. Like, whenever I hit them up for food, they
Yeah.
gotten better. Like, it's like I hit them up so much, now they know, don't do that with me. You know what
Now,
I
do
mean?
you order normally from Big Box or do you guys have like a local mom and pop pizzeria?
Domino's. I order usually from
So
Domino's.
you Domino's, see, and I'm more of a mom and pop type pizza. I've done Domino's, but I did Domino's back in its early stages
Yeah, I can
in the
respect
80s
that.
and shit, you know. Because you know it originated here.
Really, in
Domino's
Michigan?
originated in my hometown.
In Ann Arbor?
Yeah.
What? I never knew that.
Well, man.
That's crazy. I never knew that. I love Domino's too. And y'all chicken, the chicken is getting whew. I usually just get the pizza, but I've had the wings, man. The wings is on point too.
I'll be honest with you. I'll fuck with the nuggets if I'm just flat out hungry. But I fuck with them goddamn knots. I fuck with them little garlic knots. Them little butter.
Okay.
I think it's like garlic bread, but they're just buttery and have cheese on them. I fuck with those. My kid gets all of that shit, and I'm like, she gets pizza, wings, and bread. One kid, and it should be like $30. I'm like, nigga, you could have got a steak. And then she'll just nibble on that shit. She'll eat a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's
Like,
what's
what
up.
happened when you just get a kid a pizza, pepperoni pizza, and they would just eat that? No, not her. She's
I
got to
love
get the
seeing
whole
those
motherfucker.
videos of
Huh?
you. I love seeing those videos of you and your family and stuff. That's beautiful.
Appreciate it,
I love
man.
that. I love that.
They drive me fucking nuts, but it's all
As they
good.
should. As they should.
As they should.
Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, man, finish your pizza. We'll get together, talk about this a little bit tomorrow.
No doubt.
I
No
appreciate
doubt.
everybody who's been in the chat. Um, this is going to continue to get like really good.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's already really good, but I think it's going to get really good because I think it's going to get better. And all the love that we showed other motherfuckers, y'all can feel compelled to show it back.
It's all good.
Because I know they get to this certain size on their platforms and they don't always kick back to the little fella.
It is what it is.
No, it ain't,
We gon'
goddammit.
we gonna be us regardless to who show love. Like the real always recognize the real. So if you show love or not, we gonna be us regardless, and we still gonna be lit
Right.
whether you show love to us or not. You see what I'm saying? Because this is Freedman Media, and we on motherfucking deck. And
Most definitely.
the real will always resonate with the real. Will always get support from a grassroots level. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? From the soil. You can't stop that. That's unstoppable. That's undefeated. That's
And people
undefeated. We
don't
got the
realize,
power. We got the power. So we ain't
people
worried
don't
about that.
realize that this is just the beginning of something. So
Beautiful.
it's a continual build, but it's the beginning of something. So I'm gonna
Beginning of
drop this one
something
in the
beautiful.
playlist, and then I'm gonna share out the playlist so it'll have 2 videos for people to look at. We done gave motherfuckers about 5 hours worth of content in 2 videos.
Oh yeah. Would they really watch the whole thing or what do you think? I don't know how this
I think people watch it
tech
in bits and pieces.
okay.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna be so conceited to believe that somebody can sit and watch 3 hours of our shit at one time.
I mean, I could. I be watching shit like that all the time. When I
Oh
really like
yeah,
the
man.
platform, I do that all the
We
time.
respect content creators, and we watch. You know what? Other thing, because we don't watch a lot of regular TV.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
watch more. We want to see more of our narrative, and we know we're just not going to find that on Netflix.
I'm an old nigga. I still be watching my Young and the Restless.
Is Miss Chancellor still living?
I don't know, man. I don't watch that shit.
Oh, don't try to back us. He let something slip. He getting sleepy, y'all. He let something slip. He's like, oh man, I'm bullshit. I don't watch that shit.
I know my grandmother she be watching that shit sometime.
Man, old black women, they should have been ashamed of themselves the way they lusted after Victor Newman.
Oh Lord, I don't know who these people are.
Oh yeah, you know who motherfuckers are, motherfuckers. You done named the show.
Yeah. General Hospital. And for all the Hispanics out there, novela.
All right, nigga, bye.
Novela. Spicy Latina. All my children, word. There you go, Frida Freeman.
That's one that I never got into because I used to watch them all over at my grandmother's house. She watched The Young and the Restless. Then she watched General Hospital. I knew about Luke and Laura.
Oh Lord.
Days of Our Lives would come on every now and then.
No,
I just like that hourglass. I just like watching that hourglass.
I bet you did. Us Freeman, we watch them shows religiously.
No.
And still do it
Now,
today.
let me ask you when we get out of here. Did your grandmother have like a favorite weatherman or like somebody that was on the news that she liked to watch every day?
Uh, I wouldn't say like a favorite weatherman, but she watches the news a lot. I wouldn't say it's like a favorite weatherman though.
But I mean, like, I'm talking about back in the day, like back in the 70s.
Um, I can't say. I wouldn't say that. Nah. She just go there watch the news to be informed, you know? So she wasn't
My grandmother
like that
watched
like
this dude named Sonny Elliott.
mm,
She loved Sonny Elliott
okay.
because he was just a goofy ass white dude with a really bad toupee. But she loved Sonny Elliott. You couldn't say shit about Sonny Elliott. I think he was a weatherman.
mm.
They got him to do other news every now and then, but he was mostly like the weatherman. And Sonny Elliott, oh my God. Two people. Sonny Elliott, which you don't know because he was a Detroit caster, and Mike Douglas, the TV host. Oh my God. She watched Mike Douglas every. That's why I saw a lot of like performers. You know, that was a big show back in the day. What was Mike Douglas before he was that talk show host? I don't remember what was his career.
No clue.
You know who Mike Douglas is?
Isn't he well, you probably not talk about the actor, are you?
No, not Michael Douglas. Mike Douglas, the TV host, TV talk show host.
I might know him by face, but not by name. The name isn't coming to me
Yeah.
right now.
I don't know what he did like prior to having
You
that
know I'm
show.
hungry. I need my Freedman food to
Nah, man, go ahead and
re-energize my
eat. We
mind.
keep talking about getting up out of here, and every time we get into it, you go towards the food. I go towards one of these gluten-free Oreos, and I need to get the fuck up out of here. So enjoy
Word.
your pizza, everybody. Y'all be good tonight or this morning, whatever it is. It's 1:28 already. God damn. I'll be back in this bitch. I might as well just go run through the shower and come on back. All right, y'all. Y'all holler at y'all later. Be good. Prime, deuces. Freeman on deck. Prime legend.
Freedman on deck. Freedman family.
Yes, sir.